Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and I'm joined with my friend or Collecto6 or Stephen Gentner or one of the many
Whatever they
aliases
call
of this.
me.
Yeah, usually he has a cat and he's stroking it, but
Excellent.
but yeah, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out. We're gonna have some fun. I brought so people last time I did my Q&A, people were saying, "Oh, why didn't you show more of your Warren collection?" So I brought 2 boxes of my Warren collection to show.
Good.
You're going to show some Golden Age because that's what
Yes.
Monkey. Show the books. Show the books. Okay. But no. So yeah, we're gonna show some cool stuff. You know, and you got so many cool books lately. You're making me jealous. You keep on you're like you're the one like on the the side of the street like, hey kiddies, do you want some drugs? Because you keep on showing these cool books to me, and then it's
that
like,
only happens in Canada. That only not here in Portland. That only happens in Canada.
But you've been showing some pretty cool books to me on Instagram. I'm like, I can't let him win. Gotta take him down a notch. Gotta get something better.
Well,
you keep on getting some pretty cool books.
Listen, that Detective 38 that's just off your shoulder there does a pretty darn good job of that, along with your Phantom Lady 17. And I know something else that's coming, and I won't let the cat out of the bag, but that's a big
I know there's some pretty big stuff coming.
And your historic book.
Yeah. So yeah, in my historic book. Howdy from Atlanta, fellas.
Howdy.
Hey,
Nostalgia Pod Blast.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Epoch. Go to sleep. You should be asleep now.
Wake up. Wake up.
Or wake up. I'm not sure which it is. It's like, and I know you guys had a time change, so it's like really late there. Or really, no, it's not as late. I think it's 5 hours or 4 hours difference. 4 hours difference from me. So it's really late though. Hey, Bleeker's here too. Hey, Bleeker, we were just talking about you in you were talking about your artwork. And I guess Stephen was really impressed by it, and his wife was really impressed by it.
Bleak, so Bleak, I will tell you that Susan, the minute she saw that when you were doing your art thing, 1:30 a.m., that's not too bad. She just said, I really, really like that picture a lot, truly. And she's going to take it down to our premier framer. It's going to be matted and framed with a fancy glass, conservation glass and acid-free mat, and it's going to go into our main hall. That's how much she really likes it. I told her I'll have to avert my eyes as I walk by because your eyes of the pictures just follow me around. It's really creepy, Bleak, and I want to thank you. Plus, the treatment that you gave the black on the side, the sort of scratched black that you did on the side, really was a beautiful effect. And Susan just really, really loves the picture. You did a beautiful job, truly. So, Alan, Bleak is trying.
I have to see it. I haven't checked it out yet. So Bleak
has
on his Instagram.
Yeah, it is. I think I'll tell you that and also on his YouTube as well. But he's basically hiding now because this coming next Friday will be when Biggie has another Silver Age challenge. So perilous is the crown on the brow of Mr. Bleak.
We have to have a rule though that we can't show the same books as last.
I'm not going to. I didn't win anything. I showed the best books I had, and I didn't win squat. So I'm going to show all kinds of mutts and other stuff.
I got to get my rifle man out before you do, though. I can't let you get with that one out before I do it. So okay. So yeah. What was I going to say? I had something on my mind and then I totally lost it. So actually, just quickly, Nostalgic Podcast said that he would like to see some Silver Age. Nostalgic, actually, I'm going to be showing Silver Age because I'm going to be showing Warrens. And the Warrens that I'm going to show are all Silver Age. So they're from like 1964 to 1970s. So yeah, but Steven's going to show some Golden Age. So it should be a little bit of mixture of both. So if you like the Golden Age, Steven's going to show it. If you like Silver Age horror magazines, that's what I'm going to be showing. So it should be pretty cool.
I don't think that the Warren stuff gets nearly the praise it should.
Yeah, I mean, actually, even the covers that I showed, actually, and the funny thing was, the ones after that were even better. There's some really great covers, and the artwork was really phenomenal. Like, it's a lot of black and white, but something about doing things in black and white, you can really, I don't know, there's some mood that you create, and it can be pretty cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I actually don't mind the black and white too much. Okay, so just quickly, I don't know why this is like. Okay, I'm going to show you like. My box that's right next to me is my Eerie box, okay? One of my boxes. And I got this playbill on it. Do you know what this is?
It's the first appearance of Penn and Teller.
No, it's not. It's like I went to New York. This is when I visited New York, and I went to their live show. And got their signatures. Jill Jill, is it Jill Teller, or I forget which one's which, but it's Penn and Teller. I got their signatures. So yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's actually a really good show. They really like to make horror, like sort of gory, like magic stuff going on. And then I got my Stan Lee. This is actually my daughter's. I don't know why I have it, but I have my daughter's Stan Lee signed thing.
Did he sign it in Toronto? Where did you get it?
Yeah, at the Fan Expo.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How long ago?
I think it was the year before he passed away.
Mm.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, actually, the funny thing is, I didn't actually. We had the opportunity to get it signed. Okay. So what happened was my wife had snuck into the wrong line, and she used like that, oh, I'm Korean, I don't understand thing, sort of get into the wrong line. So she got into the line for VIP people.
Mm.
And then I was like looking for her. Where did she go? And so I was like, hey, come, you got to come to me. Like, and then, so she left that line. She could have gotten it signed, like something signed. And then, so we didn't get anything signed at the convention. Because of me. And then every day she reminds me of that. Like, oh, I could have gotten something signed by Stan Lee, and it was his last time that he was there, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. So I ended up, they had a thing where they were selling some of the autographs from, from the show. We have another guest. One sec here. Oh, it looks like my good friend Bleeker.
Oh,
hey! I thought I'd come on and show Steven how afraid I am of him.
I guess not so afraid. So, are we gonna do like WOWF kind of thing? Like,
Absolutely, we're getting it out.
So, do you have the drawing handy, by the way? I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I do actually. I just got to go upstairs and grab it.
So wait, I gotta one sec here. People are chatting in the background, and I didn't. Okay, hi, Candlestick.
All right, I gotta turn down the fighting. There we go.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you big when you're ready.
Reverend.
Appreciate it.
Reverend. I think it's cool that you have Reverend.
Reverend.
Awesome.
I have to change that. Put Bishop or something, right?
By the way, I didn't know you did art. By the way,
I didn't know I did art either, buddy. Don't worry.
You're an accomplished artist now. You didn't even know it.
I know. It's crazy.
Okay, wait. Let me make you big here. There you go. That is creepy.
So that is Terrifier the Clown.
Terrifier.
Yeah.
Terrifier. Isn't that what's his name? What's the guy's name? Rob Zombie?
No, Rob Zombie doesn't do Terrifier. I have a Rob Zombie piece of art.
He does a clown too, right?
Yeah, he does. What's his name? The Captain Spaulding.
Oh, okay.
That
That's
is
pretty.
beautiful. That is a beautiful piece.
It is really cool. I have to give you that, but very creepy. Very creepy. I like the way you put your name too.
Thank you very much.
It's very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and
Actually,
we-
that would look really nice framed, and you know.
I got something up your alley there, Alan.
Oh. Oh, the crypt keeper. That's
Yeah.
really cool. If he just had boobs, it'd be perfect.
Good heavens, Alan.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Everyone knows that I like the girls. Okay, so yeah, I like the crypt keeper. That's really cool.
True.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper is really hot.
Yeah, super sexy. Yeah. Okay, get me off a big already.
Okay, I'll make you small again. I'll reduce your. Wait. I gotta
You look
figure
small
out.
enough as it is.
Wait, yeah, there we go. If I press
There
that.
we
Okay.
go. There we go.
Okay. So yeah, that was cool. I didn't realize. You know.
I
You find
used to
out
draw
diff-
when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and then I stopped for a long time, and then watching all these art streams and stuff like that, I've just sort of been getting into drawing again.
You know what's funny? Actually, I'd have to run and get it, but I actually way back in the day, I did art too. Like I wasn't good. I'm not saying I'm good. Like I'm not like trying to say I'm good or anything.
No, me neither.
I was terrible actually. But I actually made a poster, and like one summer, that was my summer job. I was
Nice.
trying to sell posters to the people that would come to my little town on the cruise ships.
That's
And they'd
awesome.
be like, "Why?" Like, if you see it, you'd be like, "Why the hell would anybody buy this poster?" But the young kid selling posters, they sort of felt guilty.
Yeah. I feel like you probably did pretty well, actually.
Where was in
No,
Halifax? Where was this?
This was in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and it's
The
just
cruise
like,
ship comes in and you're down there trying to sell stuff.
yeah, oh yeah, I try to use all the sympathy points, whatever I could to
in
pawn
Alaska-
off these crappy posters to people.
In Alaska on the ferries, they basically what the little Indian kids would do is they'd go out and there's garnets that wash up. And so they'd go down onto the beach and they'd find beautiful garnets and then they would sell them for very little. And they were
Mhm.
beautiful. Just beautiful stuff. But I just hadn't figured you to be down at the dock selling stuff, Alan.
Oh yeah, I'd speak in the traditional language and everything just to try to get
Money.
Actually, there is a funny language too, Cape Breton. So that's a
You're
whole
not
different
wrong.
story.
You're not wrong.
Actually, it's,
Yeah.
its own language.
It's a weird dialect. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it is a weird dialect. So yeah, I would actually do that, but
That's actually all right. That you've been a go-getter since a young lad, is what you're telling me.
yeah. So but if you, I actually, my parents framed one of the posters, and I just got it sent to me, so I have this framed picture. It's like framed poster, and
They felt sorry for you, Alan.
You're gonna have
Basically.
to show us on one of your streams, I think.
I'll
Yeah.
have to show it. It's very Escher-like. Do you know MC Escher?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so the tourists, they don't want to buy MC Escher thing. They want to buy like some landscape or something of the area, right? This is totally wasn't the
Do you
right
have
thing.
stairs? Do you have stairs going different places?
No, it's like you have to see it. It's kind of weird. I was a weird kid.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, so
You were a weird kid, like you're not a weird adult. Get out of here.
yeah. So it was like it was a summer job. I actually broke even. Like I borrowed $500.
Okay.
And I did it alone, and I got a printer to print them off. I printed off like 1,000 copies because I was ambitious. I was ambitious. I was going to sell like 1,000 copies at because it's original art. It's an edition size of only 1,000. I had all that kind of stuff built into the whole scheme.
How old were you? How old were you, Alan?
I was like 16.
All right.
And then so I it was like a limited edition, artist original art and blah blah blah. And and I was selling them for I was trying to sell them like for $50 a piece.
Okay.
Can you imagine? That's like a lot of money actually back in the
That's
day.
a lot of money.
And then I was realizing, okay, then I went down to 20, Then I went down to 10.
Was 10 the magic number? Was 10 the
10 was the magic number. It was like more realistic. And then I even got it put in like I went to several like of the local stores that were selling like local like crafts and art and stuff. And I even got my thing. I said, "Oh, you don't have to pay me anything yet. Just put it up on your walls and stuff like that."
Damn
I was
right,
really
we're not
ambitious.
going to pay anything.
Yeah, so I broke even. Is the moral of the story.
So you made $500.
That's not that bad.
Yeah, I actually made about $600. I made
That's
about
cool.
I make $600 or $700 altogether. So I had a little bit of extra money,
That's
but
not
for
so
the amount
bad
of
for your
time that
first
I spent on it, it was just
together.
like, yeah,
That's good.
yeah, it was a thing.
Certainly a learning experience, I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it teaches you how to hustle, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have a little of that hustle, right?
Yeah, I was definitely hustling at that age. Not
Yeah.
selling posters. No, I don't think I was selling posters.
Selling posters. If you guys want, like Steven, you can show some stuff, and I can go grab it. If you guys want to see it, would you guys like to see it?
Beat us
I
up with it.
definitely
We got to
wanna
see this thing now.
Okay, now see, I built it up. I hyped it up, and you guys, your expectations are way up here, and
No,
then you
they're
see
not.
it, and it's like,
I don't know. I
oh.
might offer you $10. You don't know. I could offer you $10 right now, buddy.
Okay. I still have like 750 of these posters.
Perfect.
You've been dragging those around since you were 16.
So what happened was actually what was really funny though. I gave like because they were in like these stacks of 250. I gave them one stack to a friend actually. So I only have 500, maybe 250, 500 left. But I gave one stack to my friend. I was like, "What are you going to do with these things?" And what he did was he posted them all over his walls.
Okay.
But not the front part, the back part. And then basically he painted on it, used it to like.
So he bought the paper from you.
He just wanted the paper so that he could plaster his walls.
Unbelievable.
That's cold.
Unbelievable.
That's cold.
Evil. What a dirty arse friend.
I was like, oh man, that's so sad. But yeah, here's the thing. So I'll go get them.
Please
Steven,
do. Please do.
You can show some books while I'm away. I'm gonna make you solo.
Oh, I don't think I have anything to actually show. But
Okay, so Steven's gonna be showing some books, and then you can show some books.
Oh no, I gotta get out of here pretty soon. I gotta go.
Okay.
I got a date with some wrestling.
Oh, okay. So I'll be right back though. I'll be right. I'll hurry.
Yeah.
I'll hurry.
There's
Okay,
a show.
I'll be right back.
There's a show tonight. I do a show called The Hunt. I don't know if you've watched it, Steven.
I haven't as yet. The Hunt. What is it about?
It's a wrestling themed comic book battle show. Much different than
Sort of like Biggie.
Different, but yeah, it's similar, but definitely different. It's that they're more character driven, and like I play Sting, so I'll be dressed up in makeup and all that shit tonight. Yeah.
Your Crow makeup is absolutely first rate. It really is. You have the face for it too. It works really, really well.
Yeah. I've been doing it for some time now because it does work. It works well with my personality and what I look like. So,
but seriously though, I mean, when you've had those close-up pictures, whatever the other cosplayer was doing, it's okay, but yours is just dead on. It's good. Well, I'll show a couple of books here.
Yeah, please do.
While we're waiting for Alan to regale us. Here is this is Daring Comics. It was Daring Mystery for a while, and this is rather unusual because most of the time this is a Schomburg cover, World War II. It's from 1944, the fall of 1944. And what's interesting about this one is that the victims, it's a 6. The victims are Chinese nationals. These are from nationalist China, and they're the ones being lowered down into the pit of sharks, into the pool of sharks that are pink.
Wow.
And this always drove. Oh, there he is.
Hey,
there's Big.
Hey, Biggie. So actually, you know what's funny? That Daring.
Yeah.
I actually have the Young Allies version of it.
But it was Daring Mystery, and then it shipped. This is the first issue of Daring Comics.
Mm-hmm.
But it's and Alan, this is a window cover.
Oh yeah, they're smashing through the window. Very cool.
The World War II stuff is very cool.
There's a lot of, it has an awful lot of, it's got a really good flavor to it, and there's real history and stuff. And the thing is that the kids that were reading those in 1944, the way the world really was when the books came out, it isn't like, hey, funny books, and they're listening to the radio and they're listening to the Battle of the Bulge and Bastogne and all that other stuff. And it's really, if you put yourself into that mindset, it's really something else. I got another one, and then Alan's going to show us
I'll show you the excitement. Yeah.
The only thing about the books from that era that I can be obviously faulted is there was a lot of racial things on some covers and whatnot, the way Asian people were drawn and Black people were drawn.
Well, actually, the Asian one, it's more like World War II propaganda. They had to demonize the.
They were doing. Bleak, they were doing precisely the same thing to us and worse, but the fact was they wanted to end us. And I have no, if you want to call a guy that's trying to kill you dirty words and make fun of him, it kind of works for me.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
This one I got, this was completely spine rolled. It's a single staple. And it had like maybe an inch and a half to 2 inches of the book showing on the back side. And I sent it into the CGC, and they warned me. They said, look, when we press this thing, is there a good chance that it's going to pop the staple and that's going to kill the grade, whatever the grade will be? And I said, well, I can't live with it the way it is. Let's give it spin the wheel. So they spun the wheel, and it didn't pop, and it came back a 5.5, which was, I was really
grade.
Amazing.
That is hard not to pop that staple. You have to flatten the book out and press it flat first, and then rebend it.
Mm-hmm.
It's complicated,
and it's only one staple too, so that's
it's
more challenging.
So dangerous.
Same thing when the center, and then the other thing about a single staple, going through all those pages to try and hold the center, to try to hold the centerfold.
Yeah,
it's always really, really problematic on these.
That's why so many Golden Age books are qualified where the centerfold's missing.
Exactly, or an additional wrap too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought that's a pretty cool cover.
That is pretty cool.
It is a pretty cool cover.
Okay, I'm going to go back to
show the art because Bleeker's got to go and fight.
Okay, you guys both have to go fight. So okay, I'm going to make myself big again. So hey, Biggie, we're sort of. Hi, Biggie.
I don't think it's Biggie today. I think it's Papa Bear, man. It's Papa.
It's Papa Bear. It's Papa Bear instead of Biggie.
That's it. Big Papa Bear.
You're in the car. It looks like.
He's incommunicado too.
Yeah, it looks like you're in the car there, Biggie.
I wonder.
Are you in like witness protection program or something?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
My Bluetooth died on me. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna make myself big. I'm gonna show the art, and you guys are gonna pretend to be impressed. Okay.
I'm gonna be very impressed.
Okay. So this is the art. So
wow.
So it says Sydney, Nova Scotia. I don't know.
Whoa, wee.
This is what you're selling to tourists?
Yeah, I know.
What is the thing on the side? I see like one's a flower, one's a face, but what's the other thing? Is that like what is that?
It's one giant face with a whole bunch of faces inside of it.
Oh.
And it's supposed to be about conformity, that everyone kind of fits into one giant mask.
I see it when you said it. You know what I thought it was, though? I ain't gonna say what
it looks really weird. It's a little strange, but and then we got this guy like sort of like sad and hopeless looking.
I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Is he holding his hands over his head?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what he's doing. Yeah.
His hands sort of form his head.
Hold on. Is this Alan's art from 1991? Is this what's going on?
Yeah, this is from 1991.
Oh my gosh.
So I was actually 17. I thought it was 16, 17.
Big. He only has about 500 of these left that he has available.
This is like a rare thing for anyone that's on the stream. It's only $1,000. It's only $1,000.
Very trippy.
Yeah, well, so that's I don't know. So that's my thing. You
That's
guys
all
got-
right, bro. That's pretty awesome for 16 to do all that to make that
it's,
kind
actually,
of
I
a
was older,
decision.
so it's 91. How old would I be?
17,
I would
I guess.
actually be 18. Oh, I didn't even get my age right. Senility
Okay.
is like kicking in, so I don't know.
Getting worse. It's getting worse. The older you get, it's getting worse. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
18 years Canadian, so it's 16 years American, right?
Yes, that's right. That's how it works. That's why I said 16. I was
Oh.
like doing the translation. Yeah. But yeah, so that's I don't know. That's my original.
That's pretty awesome, Alan. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty kick-ass. That's a great story too.
It's a great
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
man.
you know, it's like that was my first business. You know.
That's pretty. That's
Oh, yeah, it was your business. Wow.
Yeah, I did it as a
He met the
business.
ship.
Yeah.
He met the ships coming into his town. Big.
I even went to like the
Right
flea
down on
market.
the
I tried
dock.
everything. I tried everything.
Alan is the only guy I know that I'll be looking at his Instagram and he'll show some old Dell or some Charlton, and he'll say something like, "Oh, it's the first Inspector Rougeau," and I'm like, I saw that stinking book and I didn't grab it because I'm a goof.
Oh, the one I showed today was the first
Yeah,
Pink
yeah.
Panther. First Pink Panther and first Professor Cousteau.
Yeah, Inspector.
Yeah.
So the
I
first
showed it.
Inspector.
I showed it
Inspector,
wasn't the
yeah.
first Panther, it's just the first Inspector, right?
No, it's
So-
both.
Is it both? Is it both?
Yeah.
God dog it. So I showed it to my girlfriend. She's like, "Oh yeah, you got it." So I'm like, I must either sold it or gave it away, or it's in one of my 17 boxes of books. So I'm currently looking. I think it's at the antique shop because I think it's got marker on it. It's the only
I mean,
reason
it's
I
a pretty
haven't
cool
bought it.
book. I mean, if you think about it, like I don't know, I always liked the Pink Panther. You know, I always liked the
It's
music.
the perfect book. Yeah, I mean, it's the Pink Panther. That's like the ultimate still heist thing. You know, that's cool, right?
Oh,
The
show the
song was
comics. We gotta
alright.
show more comics.
I'll give
Our
you the
audience
song.
is getting
Pretty
mad
good
at
Pink
us.
Panther.
Show the comics. Well, I actually don't have that one yet. It's going to my stackery as we speak. Or
I'm gonna beat you to it. Watch, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna beat you to it.
Okay,
Get 'em,
you can
Big.
beat me
Get
to
'em.
it.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
So,
When he
is
pulls
anyone
it
else?
out, you can be like, everybody's
Go
got
ahead, Alan. Show some.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to
Just
show
the
some
first
Warren
Panther.
stuff? Okay, I'm going to show some Warren stuff.
Alan, I am gonna go and get ready for my show, and
Okay.
I hope you have an awesome show. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
having
Thanks for
me on.
hanging out.
Hell
Thanks for
no,
hanging
thank
out.
you. I'd hang out longer. I really would. It's just I got another plan tonight. That's
I
Got
always
busy.
try to hang out on your show. I never seem to catch it. I'm always like asleep or in meetings or something weird on Sundays. I don't know what it is.
well. It's church, Alan. You're supposed to tell your meeting to take it easy. I gotta go to church with Reverend Bleecker, and that's the way it goes.
Mhm.
Just tell the people. Just tell the people.
Nice
It is
to
a
see
bit
you.
of a morning thing. If Alan's busy in the morning, it's probably pretty hard. Are you a morning guy or you afternoon guy, Alan?
I'm a like late night guy.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely a late night guy. Definitely a late night guy. Do you
I
even
work-
sleep really? Actually, I don't even think like you're. Up.
I get like sort of like naps that I take
Yeah.
random times to just sleep like what normal humans require.
I just fall asleep.
That's what I figure about you.
Because I work quite long hours. You know, I kind of
Well, yeah,
go
because
crazy.
like I'll be up at 4 a.m. watching a stream, and Al will be like, "Dude,
Hey,
I'm
guys."
just working. I thought I'd hop on." Like
So, yeah.
you're working down. It's 4 a.m. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I work pretty long hours. It's the only way I can pay for all these stupid comics. Okay.
That's fair. Okay. Bye, guys.
Nice
Okay,
to
see you,
you, Lee.
Baker.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
hanging
you
out,
all
by the way.
again.
I'm
Bye,
glad.
Blake.
Peace, boys.
Okay, I'm gonna make myself big again. And I'm gonna show some
Okay.
Warren ones. I'm gonna show
Rock
some pretty
on.
cool ones. Okay, so if you guys like Warren magazines, I'm gonna show you a really cool one right off the bat. This is Eerie number 23. And it's just this great Fazetta cover. What do you think of that?
It's pretty good, man.
Very nice.
What is that? A creepy or an eerie?
Eerie number
Eerie.
23.
I never had enough Eries, man. I have a lot more creepies. I need more Eries.
Yeah, and then we got, I don't know, these are just some random ones. Like these were just the ones that are on top of the box.
Beautiful.
And that's 102. And then we got 101, some robot cover. And
Very
then 100
Oh.
shows all the different characters. Actually, this character right here, this guy, He's called the Rook. He's sort of like a time traveler, and I have his first artwork ever created for him. Like the
Wow.
before the very first original artwork, like that was actually going to be that was later used for the cover of.
It was to pitch the character, wasn't it?
And not really to pitch the character. It was to actually do the cover for the character.
I really like the first appearance cover of the Rook. I have it. It's a great cover.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
one sec here. I think I have this backwards. One sec here. I'm going to grab some more books. One sec. Okay. So now we're going to get into the earlier stuff. These are all Silver Age. This is the collector's edition. So this is actually Eerie #2. But a lot of people kind of think of this as Eerie #1 because Eerie #1 is like just like an ash can. And they did that just to get the rights to the name. You had to print a certain number of them, like a couple hundred, and then you could get the rights to use that name. Or
is that the same in Canada as it is in the United States?
I don't know. I'm not sure about the way it works in Canada. Usually it's similar rules, right?
So this is the copyright for the United States. I'm assuming there's some sort of a co-equal thing in Canada.
Yeah, I imagine. Usually we follow U.S. copyright laws too. So we have some like agreement with the U.S. where we follow the similar laws, right? Or similar rules about patents and copyright. Yeah, so that's Eerie #2. And this is a Frazetta, really cool Frazetta one. This is Eerie #3.
Oh, it's Eerie #3. It's also creepy. It's a creepy cover too.
Yeah, well, it's Eerie. It's Eerie #3. And then we got #4.
Nice. Skull
and this kind of girl on the hand. And then another Frazetta. Frazetta did a lot of covers for Warren in the early days. This is another
That's a great
Frazetta.
one. That's a good one.
Yeah. And #6.
If I saw that thing coming around the corner and I was in the swamp, I'd be making some Mars bars. I'm telling you.
Yeah. This is #6.
It was $13. Oh, shit, my fault. Hold on.
Number 8, I believe. 7. #7. Can't count. And another Frazetta.
Great one.
This one they actually used as a poster. It kind of has like this brain-like thing. It looks like a brain.
Mm-hmm. I think I had that in college.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's very iconic.
I had that one, and I had the Death Dealer. My son has them now.
Yeah, the Death Dealer is like probably the most famous. And we got #9. Okay. All right. On top, I got to move these. So got some pins. These are the fan club pins. This is Cousin Eerie. Cousin Eerie. And Uncle Creepy.
Very
so
nice.
You'd get these back in the 60s, if you wanted to be a fan club member.
Where's your Warren guitar? Where's your Warren guitar?
I don't have the Warren guitar. So that's something
They're for sale. I've seen them. They're for
sale.
I know
you were the one that told me about it. I didn't even know that they actually had the guitar.
They have them. They have the documentation. You need that. Can you play the guitar?
No.
Play the guitar for us, Alan.
I can't play the guitar. I can't. I'm musically challenged. I'm art challenged too. So based on what you saw, so yeah.
It was not a bad poster, man.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Maybe I'll send you one for Christmas. Okay. We got another one. This is like a mummy. I like this one. I don't know.
That looks like Ken Curtis. That looks like Festus from Gunsmoke getting strangled by the mummy.
So yeah. So actually, that one and the next one, this one, I made posters of. And like what I did is I went to like photo, like a quick copy, like a place where you can just copy the covers. And then I sort of blew them up to make posters out of them. I had them all over my walls when I was in university. So
I had Captain America, and I had Thor on my walls.
Oh, that's cool.
The posters from the 70s, the ones that when they sent away.
So I'm just showing some random ones. Okay, I'll show a couple more, and then I'm gonna go let you guys show some stuff. So I like this one. It's like he's some small girl. I always like miniature people. And then last one is number 18. I have the whole run, so you can just show it all. But okay, and one second here, I gotta say hi to Jerry. Hi, Jerry. And Candlestick is asking me a whole bunch of random questions, but okay.
We got to stay on we have to stay on our track here.
Yeah, we got to stay on track though. Okay, so now I made you guys big again. I'm going to show more Eries and Creepies when I get to my round again.
Big, do you want to show something? I've got some more books to show.
No, go ahead. I'm just here checking y'all out.
Okay.
I enjoyed your comment. I posted up my first 10 World's Finest today. I really enjoyed. I hadn't had them out for a long time. It was fun to look at them.
Biggie, can you share an invite to Bigby?
I don't know how to do it. I'm sorry. I could try. Let me see.
Yeah, if you can do it, like, because Bigby's asking me, he's sending me messages on Instagram.
Okay. Well, I'll take off and then I'll be right back.
No. Okay.
Thanks,
come back. Yeah, come back. Okay.
Well,
I'll make you big, Steven.
Okay.
Yep.
This one just came in the mail. I'm not a big pre-code horror guy. I've said it all the time. I was focusing and have been focusing a lot on Matt Baker's St. John stuff as well. And before it was Schomburg and then Jack Kamen, etc. And those have been sort of where I won't say fixated, but applied myself. But Alan has showed a few books, pre-code horror books that really, really rang a bell with me. And I went into auction and I fought and I got this one.
Oh yeah, The Dead Who Walk. That's actually, can you actually put it closer to the screen? And it's a 4.0, very solid grade, very solid book. Wow, really presents well. You did well, Steven.
Thank you. I love the guys that are coming down, and I think it's more than one guy. Either that or it's one guy that's saying all this different stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But they say, the guy in the back says, "I want a body so that I can live again." Then in the middle, there's a guy that's really angry. He says, "She laughed at me. I told her I'd come back and make her pay." And then the guy in the front says, "Anne's beauty has beckoned me from the horrors of death. She'll be mine now. Out of the unknown came the evil spirits of the dead."
Okay, one sec here. Sorry, I just adding Biggie back, and then I'll make you bigger.
I sent it. I sent one to Bigby.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yep.
Biggie. So that's really cool. I mean, I know what, both of us kind of bought the book for the same reason. The girl really makes that cover.
Man, I'm telling you, it is, you hit a home run with this. And a lot of people, when they talk about Good Girls stuff, which basically by itself, it kind of passed away in about 1948, 49. But it didn't really. All it did was it basically spread into horror and crime and other stuff. And basically the Good Girls all fanned out, and they were everywhere instead of just having their one, like with the Blue Beetles and the the Kamen stuff from the Iger House.
I mean, that cover actually kind of reminds me of like that B movie poster. Movie, like horror movie poster, has that very much feel to it, right? The Dead Who Walk, and just the way it's done, the title.
Very much.
Yeah, it's really great.
And this is your basic Tex Blaisdell, Ed Goldfarb, and Bob Baer, Baer art. And this is from it says a realistic comic, but under the banner, it's actually a subsidiary or one of the sisters of Avon.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's from 1952.
Because I always saw it as like that realistic comics. And I was like, what's realistic comics? I never heard of it before.
It's Avon.
It's Avon. Okay.
And
That's a much bigger company.
Speaking of Kamen.
Okay. That's another great cover. And when did you get this? This one is another recent purchase, isn't it?
Yeah. I have Blue Beetle 54, which is the disappearing bra cover.
Yeah.
I bought a slab 7.5 of that, and then shortly thereafter a raw copy, which is about probably pretty much the same, showed up, and I managed to get that one too. That one came out of New Orleans. A guy put me onto it, and I bought it very favorably. But everything else that I got after that basically was sold. They were lower grade. They weren't slabbed or anything like that, and they went away. And then I stopped selling because they became hard to find and hard to get. So here about 5 months ago, all of a sudden on my comic shop, these Blue Beetles started coming up for buy it now, and they were at market or below fair market value. This one in particular was a steal, and I said, can't believe what I'm seeing here. But anyway, I didn't question it. I didn't look a gift horse in the mouth. I just went ahead and bought them, and I couldn't be happier. I have the ones that I really like of the Blue Beetle, of the Good Girl Blue Beetles. But I just wanted to pull this one out.
Yeah, that one's really great. It actually makes me want to get something. I'm trying to find something as you're showing that.
Here's one. I saw a guy post a copy of this Exciting Comics 28, which is not pictured in the Overstreet price guide. This one is restored, but it's very, very slight, and it's because the thing was washed. The cover was cleaned, and that's what gave me the purple label. And this was done back in the early 90s, because when I bought this, it was the early 90s, probably 1989 or 1990 is when I bought this copy. I bought two. I sold the other one, which was incomplete. But it's just such a great cover. The colors, the green covers are really, and this one is particularly brutal because the Black Terror is literally killing Germans underwater, tearing off their helmets and killing them, which is a lot of the Black Terror stuff. They show him flying around or whatever he's doing, but this one gets right down to the heart of it, and he's killing him.
Yeah, that's really cool. You know what's funny? I actually just recently, I think I saw your other copy of that.
The 0.5?
Yes. Was it a 0.5?
Yeah, because it was.
I thought it was a 1.5. Okay.
No, 0.5.
Okay, Yaniv was trying to sell me a 1.5 of that book, so I thought it might have been your other copy.
No, the 0.5 went to it was part of the deal where I got that All Winners that has the blonde Phantom on the cover.
For some reason, I thought it was slightly higher grade. Okay, so yeah, only a 0.5.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It was a beautiful book. It was just incomplete. White pages, everything.
Oh, wow.
I'll show another war cover.
Oh, other angle, yeah. That's interesting. Is that Macro Boy?
Mac Ray Boy.
Ray Boy.
I think it is.
Or is it CC Beck?
No, it's actually it's a Dave Berg cover. B-E-R-G.
Okay.
Dave Berg, and this is Captain Marvel Adventures number 14, and it's from August of 1942. Nice. So it's early on in the war, where the whole Pearl Harbor thing is still we're coming after the Japanese.
Yeah, that's the Japanese at the bottom, right?
And there they are being squished like bugs.
That's such a great cover. Such a cool idea.
I got this. I have a raw copy that I bought that is probably a 2.5. I mean, it would clean and press would probably turn into a 3 or 3.5, something like that. But I was able to look at all the stories inside, and it's got a great story inside, and it's absolutely total propaganda story, anti-Japanese and making fun of them. And it's, I mean, really, really over the top, Fawcett took the gloves off with that one. Mad Magazine.
I didn't
Thanks.
know that.
I didn't know that either.
That's very cool. So, by the way, that's a trope that they would do a lot in the Golden Age, where they make the superhero really, really big and the villains really, really tiny. I thought it's very strange that they would do that in a way. It's like,
well, Schomburg excelled at doing that. Bending proportion was what Schomburg was famous for, and he was able to make it work when he would do it. One of the classic examples of that is All Select #1. And another classic one is Brick Bradford.
Oh, yes.
Brick Bradford robot cover.
Yeah, that's a really great cover. I have it somewhere. But hey, Big B.
Hi, Big B.
Actually, for some reason, Big B,
How are you?
I don't know. I thought you were also in the Collectors Club. So I thought, I was just inviting everybody by throwing it in there, the link.
Mhm.
So sorry, I didn't invite you.
I was like, I invite you earlier in the day.
I know. I'm such a jerk. No, I actually meant to invite you. You were supposed to be invited. It was supposed to be.
Well, thank you, Biggie Shack, for sending me the link. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Biggie. Thanks for helping out there.
I did send the link to Mike over at LMC. He said he was listening, but he didn't want to crash the party. So I told him I'm pretty
did you
sure
notice that I'm not vertical anymore?
I noticed that.
This is the power of teenage daughters.
I beg your pardon?
He was on my stream earlier, and he couldn't get his phone to go sideways. It was doing the vertical thing.
That was okay. I know.
So I got my daughter to try to help me figure out what
technological.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So I told Mike I'm sure he was more than welcome to join, but
okay, yeah, Mike would be cool to have on too. Yeah. I don't think Mike's ever been on my channel. Except
there you go. First time for everything.
Interview.
Right.
Do you want me to show a couple more?
Yeah, you can show some more. So
I have several.
Yep. Show a couple more. Yeah, that's a great one. That one's really underrated.
Atomic Bomb cover, Captain Marvel Jr., where he's exploding right out.
Yeah,
that's
really amazing. He's the bomb in a way.
Really amazing cover colors on this one.
It's a very strange mushroom cloud, though, if you look at it, because it looks like there's a normally the mushroom just sort of has like a flat top, but then it kind of, goes.
Yeah, that one's blasting right through.
Yeah. Oh, so actually, Mike is here. Hey, Mike. Yeah, you've never been on my live streams. You've never been on my live streams. That's sort of funny. You should come on my live stream.
Come on, Mike.
Everyone's doing it. All the cool kids.
All the cool kids are here.
Okay, I'll go one more, and then you can go back to your Eries and Creepies.
Yeah, we'll let Big B show some stuff too. Oh, I always love that one. I want to get mine graded because it looks so much better in the slab.
I actually have a little stack of Golden Age stuff here. I think I've showed it on other things.
Cool. Thank you for bringing
Golden Age.
I love that. That is that is my favorite Captain Marvel Jr. cover. I mean, there's some really great ones, but that's my favorite. I always thought it was a great eye popper.
It is such a wild cover. What is it, Dan Thompson or something? Bud Thompson. Bud Thompson is the one, and he did that screwy one with the clown cover where Captain Marvel Jr. and there's a green goblin behind the mirror. I mean, it's just really esoteric and what was the guy thinking? But what a wild cover.
Yeah, that is very pre-code. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that would have made it past the Comic Code Authority.
This is from November of 1952.
Yeah, it's that's a very underrated book. There's similar books like of that kind of like really just over the top gore that go for like 10 times as much.
So in your chat, Nostalgic Pod Blast is asking, whatever happened to that kid collector from Texas who did YouTube comic videos with his mom? That's Obito.
That's Obito.
Yeah, Obito got real busy with school. But if you guys want to reach out to him on Instagram and give him like a encouraging word and just tell him, hey,
we appreciate you. And when you're ready to do content again, we look forward to seeing it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mhm.
He just, I've talked to him a few times and he seems a little down about it. So
What, having to go back to school?
yeah, well, just not having a lot of time to work on things and being overwhelmed and feeling like he's kind of, just, I don't know if he feels like he's letting down the community or whatever by not being able to be, making content. But
Oh, hey, Ozzy's here.
hey, there we go.
Actually, does anyone have the send the link to Ozzy? If you want to join us, you can join us too. But you have to be upside right. I know you're walking on your hands there, but you have to be upside right. So yeah. But can somebody share the link to Ozzy? I think that'd be cool.
Ozzy,
I interviewed him
is he on Instagram? I don't know
He's
if I
on
have
Instagram.
Ozzy on it.
Oh,
Okay,
we
let me
lost
get him.
Bigby. Somehow we
Biggie.
lost Biggie.
I'm like, wait, what? I'm
Okay,
here.
names
Right here.
are like
Biggie's
Bigby
right
and
here.
Biggie. It just I keep on
Keep up, Alan.
yes, I'm sorry, man.
All right, I'm looking for
Okay,
Ozzy so I
dementia
can
has
send him a
already
link.
set in. That's the thing. So just so you know, I'm practicing I'm empowering my Joe Biden. Okay, so it's like I'm getting that in.
Whoa! We don't do that here.
So yeah,
I can while you are ciphering there, Bigby, I'll show another book.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm just
do
trying to
that,
find
and
Ozzy.
I got some books to show too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show some books just because I want to show these books you sort of mentioned and sort of reminded me of. So the first one you mentioned, this one is the Disappearing Bra one.
Biggie got him. Biggie shared it with him.
Biggie shared
That's
it.
why he jumped out. So there we go.
Yeah,
Thanks, Biggie.
Biggie's been helping a lot here.
He's the sharing kind of guy tonight.
Yeah. So this one, I just this is a great cover. What grade is yours, Stephen?
I have a slab 7.5.
Oh, okay, so it's not.
And then
much
I have
better.
my raw. My raw is my raw actually could be an 8. It's a very nice copy.
Oh, okay. So wow,
Nice.
you have 2 copies of this awesome book. This is a pretty big book, by the way.
Yeah. And that's the one, the head trip one where she's got the bra in the mirror, but she doesn't have
where is that bra? It's
came
disappearing bra.
into exactly what he was doing. Bigby, did you notice the other thing about this that's sort of fun or interesting is her left foot looks like the proportion that he was trying to achieve.
It's really small.
Something went terribly wrong.
Yeah, small.
Oh yeah, he did something funky with that foot.
Yeah, it's really small.
Yeah. Well, she has a deformity. Don't make fun of that. That's not politically correct.
Okay, so in the next book, this one you kind of reminded me when you showed that Blue Beetle. I always think of this cover when you show that Blue Beetle. It's very similar in a way.
Yes.
The kind of girl
sort of. That doesn't look like that's not.
It's Louis Ravelli.
Ravelli?
Ravelli, yeah.
I
don't know who that is personally, but I think it's really great.
Whoever he is, he did a beautiful job.
Yeah.
Mike is telling me he's having a problem with the link. Let me send it to him again.
Okay, so we're sending links to everybody. So I'm going to go small again. I'm going to let you go show some stuff there.
Me?
No, Stephen.
No,
okay,
let Bigby. Let Bigby.
No,
are you
I'm trying to send the link to Mike right now.
So. Okay, I'll take over for a minute.
Yeah, getting people. Oh, wait, I see a guest here. Wait. Oh, Mike is here.
It is Mike.
Right.
Okay, he made it.
So Mike made it. Okay. Hey, Mike.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, brother.
I realize that every time we do live streams together, it's always on Bigby's channel.
I think that's true.
I've
been on a million
on
with you,
channel,
Alan. It's never your show, so
yeah, it's weird. So I'm glad you came. That's cool. That's cool.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I was in the middle of. I discovered shorts this week, so I've gone down that rabbit hole of editing shorts. So I was editing.
Some guys are real bad influences, and
I'm gonna actually recommend against shorts. I'm gonna actually recommend against using shorts because what ends up happening is the type of people that will subscribe off shorts like the short content. And what ends up happening is it messes up your algorithm because you have the long version and the short version, and the long people like the long stuff. The short people like the short stuff.
Short people like short stuff? Okay, that's just fine. Just fine. Bigby, I love the shorts that you do. The music you put in is excellent, and you get
thank you.
nail it down, and you show beautiful covers. And your music, I've just started to do music with my posts now. And
I noticed that your Superman one was great that I saw today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Your world's finest.
Yeah. I never listened to the music.
Well, for heaven's sake, turn it on. But I'll tell you who's helping me is my wife, Susan. She remembers some of these songs. She was the one that remembered the song for that LB Cole cover, which was Venus Was Her Name by Shocking Blue.
There you go.
And it really fit the one. So she's really helped me a lot on that. It's fun to do that.
Venus Was Her Name. It makes me think of
what's that? Isn't that
Bananarama?
Bananarama, yeah.
That was, they homaged it. I mean, they took it and jazzed it up and went along with
it.
The
same song?
Was the first.
Is that the same song?
Yes.
Venus is her name. She's
got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it.
Yeah. I can't sing. I told you I can't sing.
Gotta join in. Alan's got the tune going on.
You are a singer, Alan. Now, when you get your Warren guitar, then you play your Warren guitar and sing Warren songs to us. I'm looking forward to
Ozzy it. Says he didn't get the link. Ozzy says he didn't get the link.
Okay, so Bigby's out there trying to give Ozzy the link.
Bigby was trying to get it to him. I'll try to get it to him while you guys are showing some books.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, can I just say that your Wolverine with and the hairdo and everything that you did
that was awesome.
Was so cool.
It was so good.
That was awesome. I started laughing, but I said that is so cool.
Thank you.
And, and I watched your video where you went to the flea market and actually picked that up.
Yeah, that was all.
I think you're so brave to wear it. I don't know what the level of like cleanliness would be from.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to say the cooties level. What?
The cooties
so when I got it, I asked my wife, like, should I wash this? And she said, I think if you wash that, it will just bleed everywhere, all the colors, because the Halloween costume. I said, if I were you,
they're pretty cheap, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was in the package, so I was hoping.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, it looked really awesome.
It was
just the way you did the hair too. I'm thinking
And I grew I can grow a beard like in a week. Like it's been a week since I shaved. So I had the mutton chops and everything. But my wife told me there's no way. And I had like presentations in my real job like the next day. So before the show was over, like within half an hour, I showered. I gave myself a haircut, showered, completely shaved, and then jumped back on Brandon's video. And I never completely shaved down, and it's already grown back. So maybe for November.
You did. You looked just like Reed Richards right after you shaved.
I went right away from Logan to Reed Richards. Yeah.
We should have done like a presentation like that and see if anyone recognizes it. It would have been so funny.
They might have. I mean, I've done it before for Movember. We used to do it at my work where you grow it out and then you do something fancy at the end. And I've done the mutton chops, like the handlebar mustache, the old fashioned, got a derby and stuff. So I've done it.
That's so cool.
But yeah,
you do this at your work?
We have in the past. Yeah, for November you do like for
where you let it all grow out,
you grow a beard or a mustache. But now it's more of a beard because no one pulls off mustaches. It's very hard.
Ozzy Comic Book Collector, what's your handle on Insta? I'm not seeing you.
Mike, I think that you've gotten so many cool things. I'm so jealous because you can go to yard sales.
I know, and pick up
in such close proximity there in Massachusetts on the East Coast. And I'm here to tell you, out here in Portland, we don't have anything like that. Everything we have is there.
We got to hunt for it.
So my sister, who's from Massachusetts, she lives in Portland, Oregon, and she does find things. She goes to some like local comic stores. She'll go to like the special events. But not only are they few and far between, but the prices aren't the same. Like out here, even comic shows and stuff, they tend to be cheaper prices than the West Coast. And I always knew I was lucky. The region I live in, I love antiques. So I knew I was lucky. But not until my channel started, I had so many people tell me, like, you have no idea how good you have it. I guess I didn't realize just how good I have it.
I think that's why your channel has exploded. People are like so desperate to see that kind of.
I didn't think it was unusual at all. I honestly didn't. I mean, I know there's lots of flea markets, but like there's a flea market. There's like 5 of them in Massachusetts every single weekend. And that's to say nothing about New England. I am 2 hours away from probably 20 flea markets, let alone yard sales, comic stores, indoor flea markets, antique shops. they're everywhere. And I didn't realize again how lucky I was. I had people on the channel saying like, "No, we have nothing where I live." So
I realized that Brandon on Mon Comics, I'm certain that he doesn't have yard sales where he is.
Yeah, so that's his whole thing. He's like in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, he just jumped on. There he is. Yeah, he's in the middle of nowhere. And it's funny too, because he's only really like 3 hours away from me. But I've been to upstate New York. I have a friend who lives up there. And no, when you pull off I-90 and you are in the middle of nowhere, absolutely. Brandon picked a great name. So
yeah, that is a great name. Yeah. Do you have books to show, Mike?
I literally, you'll notice there's a gap up here.
A gap. Yeah,
I know you guys like your Golden Age comics. So up at the top, I have foreign comics and some Golden Age ones. So just for you guys, I don't have many Golden Age books, but I grabbed a couple just because it's you guys.
Okay, cool.
First and foremost, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what this is, Alan.
Oh, I love that book.
Key Comics number 3, I believe, from 1945, a Walter Johnson cover. This is sort of a pre-code horror comic book. I got this one at a flea market in Connecticut last year. The good news is it presents really good. The bad news is it's missing a ton of pages. I knew it as soon as I grabbed it. It's very thin, but I got it like for nothing. It was like, $10, totally worth picking up for that. So,
it is a key book. It is a key book.
Yeah. No, right, exactly. No pun intended, I guess. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, and that's why I have it on the shelf. Again, it's not complete, but who cares? It's got a great cover. It's from 1945. I mean, come on, pretty crazy. At that same flea market, although that one was in terrible condition, I got this one. So I mentioned this in a video. This would have been last like December. This is Topics Comics from June 1947. This was put out by the Catechetical Guild. They were publishers who basically did religious Christian.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Exactly, like catechism, right? And there's actually multiple stories in here. A lot of them are parables. They have good morals, things like that. Oh my goodness!
Hey, Martin.
Wow.
Hey,
Martin. How are you?
So you finally got in.
Yeah.
What time is it there, Martin?
Oh, I don't have my watch. Actually, it's 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
Oh, it's middle of the day. You're all right then.
I would have thought it was like more like 12 hours difference, like flip time, right?
Yeah, no, just a little bit off.
Just a little bit off. Okay. Okay, I'll make. Yeah, sorry, I'll make Mike big again. But wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, let Mike finish his story here.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
So lots of religious text in here. This one has I thought it was cool because it has Vikings fighting on the cover, and there's like a Viking story in here. Yeah. But what's amazing about this, and the reason I got it, you guys can't tell. This thing is crazy high grade for something from 1947. I had
looks high grade. I don't see
it. It looks like a beautiful book.
It's incredible. It's at least an
I saw the episode where you found that. That was a beautiful book. Yeah.
It was high before. I had Comic Spot work on it. There was one small spot of a substance he was able to get off. He pressed it. And he's even like, I've never seen a book like this. The colors are crazy. And the highest grade on the CGC census, I think, is a 5.5 of this book. Not that you really would want to grade it. There's nothing interesting about it. But it's got a cool look.
That looks like a 9.
It's perfect. I mean, it's ludicrously good condition. So that's why I shelled out, I think, like $40 for it. So it's cool. I don't know.
No brainer. That's awesome.
But the last one, speaking of, you guys know I'm going to show this because I don't have many Golden Age books. Speaking of really high grade, only one on the census books. I got to show it, Alan.
I kicked myself about this.
He was just bemoaning the fact that he didn't offer you money for that when you first got it.
I should have said, it's not worth anything. Here's $50. I'll make you make 10 times your money.
Yeah. No, you can get in line with everyone else who's filling up my Instagram DMs for this one. So I got this for $5 in an estate sale where I got lots of other Golden Age books like that Superman 57. Awesome book right there.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff from 1949. This was $5. I grabbed it. No one else. There were other people there. I was the first one in, but a lot of people just passed right over it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I know that's special. I've never seen that before. It's like an ash can size, It
is very odd.
It is. And it's an Archie.
We really searched for information on it.
So we did find some stuff on it. I found it actually in like, some, like Overstreet Guide. They had it. So these were, the official Store Club magazines. These were given out as promotions at shoe stores, primarily like in New York. So that's probably where this came from. And you can even see in the back, you can see it's like a Christmas theme. This is the December issue. Hanes, the underwear company, whatever, is promoted. And there's like games in here, recipes, Christmas themed stuff, interviews the people from the Archie fan club back in the day. So there are some of these in existence, and they tend to go for quite a bit because they're so rare. But this copy, this exact one from December 1949, has never been seen sold in any grade at all, ever. And so not only is this the highest grade in the census, it's the only one. So
Wait, let me look a little closer. That's a really nice copy of X-Men #1 you're holding.
Maybe. So,
Yeah.
so one of the people that reached out to me was actually a collector from Maine. He's not that far from me, and he actually collects literally the ones in this series, all these ones. You know,
really?
these, yeah. And he threw some money at me. You know, he said I would be interested in paying you this. I said, oh, you know, you're close. That could work out. But he said you should grade it. You know, make sure there's no restoration. I knew there wasn't, but you should grade it, see what it would be. And then when I showed him the grade, he said I can't afford that book anymore. So
Yeah.
I've had people offer me Daredevil ones. I've had people off auction houses wanting to take this on. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of advocating. I want to ask these, you know, golden age experts here today. What would you do with this book? I mean, I don't want to say I don't care about it. It's awesome to own in my collection. It's one of a kind. But
I think you should flip it to get some really cool book that you love. I mean, if that's what you want.
Should I go auction route, or should I just go for a private
so
sale?
the thing is, like, the ones that I saw were lower grade, like not that much, like 8s.
Yep.
And they were going for around 3.
Right.
And so this is insane book. It's probably like gonna be, you know, an auction. Who knows? It could go for like 6 to 10.
I mean, it depends who's in the room, right? It depends.
It really depends.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, obviously, if you put it on an auction house, it's going to get the most eyes.
Right.
Yeah. We got another person here. One sec here.
Mike, I would just say that if there's a favorite book of yours, I would, you know, that is one that you've always wanted, and somebody wants to swap you out, and you can get the book that you really want, and there's a real value to it, then there's an opportunity to do a barter where you don't have to go through all of the machinations of getting the money and all that other jazz.
Exactly.
That
you know, and no tax implications.
Yeah, I mean,
I was. And there would be no tax because it's a barter. And I think that would be, if it were me, that would be what I would do, because I think money won't buy this, but a really nice book that I really want will. And that's kind of how I would do, because that's a one-off. And you are in the catbird seat with that big time. And I'm really happy that you found it. And again, I'll say to you again, you and your damn flea markets and all this stuff that you get to walk around and go to, we don't have, and you say, well, I just went to 7 or 8 flea markets and I picked up this good book, and the only one, it's the best ever and all that stuff. How are things where you live? I don't have any of that stuff.
I will say, I feel bad. I always say on my channel how lucky I am where I live, and that's true. But I work really hard to find these things. Like that estate sale where I got all those books at, I just didn't sleep. I was awake at 3 in the morning. I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay up, make sure I'm first in line. I researched, you know, I mean, like I have spies. I have my little birds telling me all these things out there. I work really hard. Like tonight, when I get off this, I'm going to be researching stuff for this weekend. You know, that's what I'm doing. Wow. So it's a lot of work to find when I find, but I'm lucky enough I can drive, and I like driving. So
I mean, that was like the books that I got from you and that one were pretty amazing. I mean, that was a really great set.
Alan, I have only one that I really like, that Key comic that you showed. I have only one Key comic in my whole collection. I just wanted to show it.
Okay. One sec here.
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, that's one I have too. I got the same one.
That's beautiful.
It's awesome.
I bought that same one, Steven. That's so funny. I got it from Heritage. This
one I got from my comic shop, and it wasn't priced very high at all. It's about a 6.5 or so. The story is brutal because she kills herself rather than have the pirates have their way with her. Oh, wow. And the key that she has is, I believe the key is part of that knife that she ends up killing herself. And she's all dressed up to fancy. She's got her treasure chest and all this stuff. And the artist that did this is, again, Walter Johnson.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
That's beautiful.
I had never seen this. I had never seen this book. I've never seen Key books offered. So I just said, gotta have it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thank you.
All right. So one sec here. Go back to everybody.
Yeah, Mike, you're saying that You work so hard. I have people wanted me to beat me up around the head and shoulders for not going to that Golden Age place every weekend, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I told you just do the webcam thing with me, and
Just do the webcam thing with you, and then you'll buy all the good books, and then there'll be none left.
get those ones over there, Big B. Those ones. Those are really
Yeah,
good. These ones,
you're just
other
gonna
jobs,
give
I'll
me like
take
a
them, though.
finder's fee, right? Yeah, that's it. Right? Yeah, there we go.
That's yours. That is your place, and you have it's something that you have.
Your little honey hole.
And if you ever have those sorts of things, once in a while, stuff will come up, and you get something really, really good. And you have to protect those things because we ain't living back in Massachusetts where you can walk out your door and some guys set up in your yard with a whole bunch of old books they don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with these 1940s comic books. Can you help me?
I'm just waiting for him.
I need to start.
For you, Mike, to find an Action One or some like crazy Grail book, and they're like, "Oh,
Mike's too honest and nice, though. Mike would not let them sell it to him for cheap.
And you know what? That's the karma is why you get that stuff is because you do have good karma. Because if you were some kind of a jackal and you went in like that, you wouldn't get bupkis. But you're a good man, and that's why it comes back. Well done.
No, I appreciate that. And it's not just me. There's lots of people like that. I got my big video where I did that. A guy wrote me a huge long email that he found a Fantastic Four #1 in someone's barn with a bunch of comic books, and he told them what it was worth, and he helped them fix it up, grade it, and sell it, and they give him half the money. But
wow! That makes it totally That's
but I mean, he could have walked away with it for $5, and he refused. Yeah, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, there's more people out there.
Karma.
So Martin, do you have some stuff to show? I feel like I'm like kind of skipping around.
Okay.
Martin, do you have any books to show us then?
I've got.
I like your water bottle you were drinking out of, by the way, Martin. Your water bottle was
I'm
great.
glad that you did. You did. Is that your
American honey? It's just water.
Here, wait. I'll make you big. Here, wait.
Sure it is. Sure it is.
American honey.
It is just water.
No, it's just American water.
It's just water.
No, my son needed it for a drama class. He was playing a drunk, and I finished the bottle, and then I cleaned it out, washed it, and before I came here, I filled it with water. So,
awesome.
So I was right. It is your water bottle. That's great. I saw somebody who goes to the gym and they use a Hershey's chocolate syrup bottle as their water bottle, and they said everybody just gives them those worst looks, but that's their water bottle, is a chocolate syrup bottle.
So I'm glad that you did the display the way you did it now, by the way, with all the books behind you.
Thanks.
That's
cool.
Boxes.
I've got books like Raws here, and I changed them around, but these are the only slabs I've got. So this is the newest one I got, Ravage 2099 #1.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. Stan Lee, baby.
Yeah, why not?
What grade is your Howard the Duck there? I'm curious about your Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Right there.
Because that's the book that got me into comics, right? Oh, that's really cool.
It's a
Who graded that?
Halo?
Halo.
Halo.
What are they?
I think they're here in Australia. I think they're up in Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so wow,
grading
local.
company. All right.
Actually, a
Yeah,
nice looking
local
slab. Tell you the truth.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not
it looks
bad.
pretty. That's a nice design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like they
Look
put
close
the
up.
actual VG on it. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And then on the back, it's just got the name of the company.
That's interesting because, like, and do you know if their grades are reasonably, accurate or?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. I got this from a guy over in Adelaide, just a mate of mine, and he had a 9 and he had a 4. So I got this.
It's a nice shiny case, though.
Yeah,
well, I've got
looks
the
really
ring
good.
light up here, so it kind of reflects, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really great, actually.
Actually,
So, Stephen, I have a message for Stephen. Colossus Collector wants to see your Strange Tales 107. He says he's obsessed with it. So,
So if
All
you
right,
can pull that out while
I'll go get it.
Martin's showing stuff here.
yeah, I recently got this. I want to
Oh,
ask
it's another
you guys,
Halo. Okay.
what this is. It's an Aussie reprint, but it's
I love
from-
shark covers, by the way. I'm a big shark.
nice.
he's Sharky. But it's from 1949, and it's from.
He's got a
the
dash
guys
in the
that-
middle of it. He doesn't have a dash usually, does he?
I didn't think there was a dash in Popeye.
No, there's not.
Okay.
Now there is.
As you can see on the back, it's from the guys that do the Phantom here in Australia.
Okay.
So-
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I went to an antique place and they had this slabbed, and I thought, you know, I don't usually get Aussie reprints, but because it was slabbed, I thought, why not? And
Wow,
it
it
was
Was
looks
it good
really
price?
cool.
Sorry,
Good price for you?
I can tell you how much it was if you like.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
It was $80 Australian.
So that's
Which,
like
which
about,
equates to what in US?
That's
Or-
about $50 US.
Yeah, 50, maybe $55.
It's not bad.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, and
yeah.
what year is that from?
This is from it says through publication Pop/I #2 April 1949.
Wow.
Nice.
And an Australian version of it too, which is so.
And
I imagine it's
a
quite
seven-
rare.
yeah, I've never seen it. I've got no idea. But yeah, a 7, and it's got cream pages. But, yeah,
Wow.
just
I mean, that's
wanted to
really
know if
nice.
you guys
I love
had
shark
it.
covers.
The mark up on the corner with a higher grade, you've got a black circle or a black parallelogram, whatever, and it's black and red. The other one was a 4VG that was sort of hanging there. So
Yeah.
do they jazz it up if you have a higher grade, or?
I've got no idea. I'd have to actually ask the company.
Or is it just old versus new slab, maybe?
Yeah,
I
that might
don't
be
know.
the case. Old versus new.
I don't know when they were slabbed.
Because I have a
Yeah.
feeling the one on top, or the one that's higher up, is
Yeah,
a
they held
newer
it up.
slab. It looks like a newer version, more like CGC.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
The
CGCS.
Popeye one looks like an older slab.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have to do a bit of
Possibly.
research to see when it was actually slabbed.
but
Yeah.
yeah, very cool. Very cool.
No idea. But yeah, those are some of my new stuff. And I've also got, I put up a video this morning. I bought the last issue of Ronald McDonald from Charlton Comics.
Ronald McDonald,
McDonald,
Ronald
Huh?
McDonald, yeah.
that's really
There
funny.
we go.
I don't have it with me. It's back at home.
Oh,
But yeah, it was just an eBay purchase, and it's got like a little bit of biro on it, so it was a good price. But I'd never heard of them before.
I didn't realize they made a comic strip for Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. There's only 4 issues from Charlton, so it was from like the 50s, I think.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah, I'd have to double check
Interesting.
what year it was, but yeah, it was really interesting.
They've sort of gotten rid of that character in terms of the stores, right? Like, there was like a sort of a
I think he's-
phase where clowns were
He's
sort
still
of
around.
creepy.
Yeah,
Well,
I haven't seen
they
it.
don't promote him as much. They used to have him all the time in the commercials.
Oh
and
yeah, he
stuff.
was on all the ads and everything. They don't have him in the
Yeah.
ads as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martin, every time you take a pull from that, it makes me laugh.
Maybe-
I know it's like
Maybe I've just drank the whole lot of it.
Martin is like a raging alcoholic, and we
Yeah, I'm a
gotta-
functional alcoholic.
this is like our intervention.
By the end of the show, he's gonna be like, "I'll send you this slab."
I can stop whenever I want.
That's what they all say.
Can we just appreciate how awesome technology is? By the way, I mean we take it for granted but
Yeah.
we're talking to Martin from
mean,
literally straight through the
Right.
earth from us. It's pretty amazing.
We're going from Canada to the Northeast to the Pacific Northwest
Yeah.
down to Australia. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if
I just
Brandon
got a
was here-
Charlton. I just got a Charlton in the mail, and I'd like to show. Since you just showed a Charlton, I'd like to show it.
All right. Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't think you should let him, Alan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Greg,
No.
what a guy! You know, this
Yeah, I
Secret
like that
Life,
one.
huh?
a completely random, not terribly expensive book, but a spectacular gal in a red dress Charlton book in a 5. It's just
It's like a court case one where
They didn't put the word bubble. Can you point to that man? Is he in the courtroom now?
yeah,
he's
that's what
right
it looks
there.
like.
He's right there. I see him. See him? Anyway,
That's a really cool cover.
Very
I
cool.
like
That's
the,
nice
just
work.
the dress is like really clinging to that girl.
And this is Charles Nicholas and Vince Alacia.
Okay.
Alacia, I know Alacia is an inker. Other stuff that he's done. I'm unfamiliar with Charles Nicholas, and they did the interior art, which I probably will never see because I don't think Charles is on Comic Book Plus. But I just
That's a beautiful book, though. Very nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool.
Very
okay,
cool.
so wait, did Bigby or Biggie? You guys haven't shown
I've got
anything.
some stuff. You want to see some stuff?
One sec.
I'll show you some stuff.
I got you.
Did you want to show something first, or
Get
do
your
you want
stuff right here.
Biggie? You're
Yeah, go ahead, Bigby.
Okay, so Bigby.
Go ahead,
okay,
Bigby,
we'll
bro.
go Bigby first, and then
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll show a couple later.
I got a Detective 144.
Wow.
oh wow,
I don't
is
know
this from the same
what.
guy, the Honey Hole place?
Yeah, I don't know what
Batman.
Batman's Speed and Robin, but their capes are always blowing up in the air. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is when they're jumping down, it makes sense, but when they're just sort of standing there, it doesn't really make
They're
sense.
just standing,
anymore.
and their capes are just like. Whoosh.
That's really interesting.
But, yeah, Detective
Is that
144.
is that a Mort Wessing? I mean, who did the cover? Do you know?
I don't have an autograph on the cover, or he didn't sign it.
I've
Yeah,
never seen that
it's
cover
not in the
before.
greatest shape. It's got a little chunk out up here by the Detective logo.
But the
But,
image itself is strong, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's still attached, so that's kind of nice. I mean,
I've never seen that book before. It's cool.
And it looks like the guy's he's shooting him. Like he's shooting at
yeah,
Batman.
he's shooting at them. They're in the. This is. Let's see. A menace from the music tune is now something as Batman and Robin star with Kay Kaiser in the mystery broadcast. So they're in like a recording
radio
studio,
show,
a radio broadcast studio. Yeah, and there's a live studio audience, and the guy is shooting at them. So
wow, that's so cool.
yeah, so that's a cool one.
I've never
And
seen that one.
then this is Detective 110. This is the
sort of like
issue where they
Scotland
reveal
Yard.
that, yeah, so they are working with Scotland Yard, and this is the issue where they reveal that Alfred is from the
England?
UK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah. And that is from 1946.
I didn't realize you
And
had
then-
early Batman.
Yeah, some
Yeah, those are cool.
like this is Batman number 34
Wow.
from 1946.
Oh yeah.
I think it's funny that Batman is like risking the life of this young boy. Like he's like
Yeah,
literally
Batman's the one
launching him
staying
out
on the
back of-
motorcycle and Robin's jumping, right?
Yeah.
So these must have come from the same collection, a lot of them, because they have this H on them. So I'll show you another one that has an H on it a little later.
Where did you find those?
These are from the Golden Age Honey Hole.
Okay, good for
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
man.
really
That's
good stuff.
great.
Yeah.
That is, though I've never seen those.
And like when you get these, is it at a really reasonable price or?
Secret.
Yeah, pretty good. I think the 34 was the only one that was more than $150.
That's
Other
really
things
cheap
like
for those early books.
You're just killing it.
yeah. This one is in super high grade. It's Adventure Comics 122.
Oh, I love magic covers.
It's just beautiful. I'm like, man, it is. I mean, probably like a 7, maybe 7.5.
Yeah, I don't see any flaws around the spine, so it looks quite solid.
It has some real small like white flecks on the spine, but
Oh,
right
okay,
over there.
yeah, I see that now. Yeah.
But it's just beautiful shape.
It's
And
gorgeous.
Superboy, the Super Magician. The boy turned my Tommy gun into a candy cane.
It's
So
really
yeah,
quirky.
so that's
Yeah, it's cool.
Adventure Comics 122 from 1947. And then I got a World War II one, Adventure Comics number 91. You've got the original Sandman firing a bazooka at the Nazis. And this is the last Simon and Kirby Sandman that was ever done. So,
is that what the Sandman looked like back then?
No, he
changed.
They changed him from the Man of Mystery.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
the gas mask guy. He changed from the gas mask guy to this guy.
Right?
Yeah. So this is 1944, though. So
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool when you see a bazooka on the cover. I think that's really
Sandman and Sandy, is that his sidekick? Sandy, I think is his name.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that was from 1944. And then I've got an Action 111. This is another one that has that H on it somewhere, I think. No, maybe not. No, this one didn't. Oh, it was the World's Finest has an H on the cover. That one is so weird. The first time I held that World's Finest, I didn't realize they had the cardstock covers. They're so thick. But this is from 1947, Action 111, and also in a pretty high grade. It has a little bit of pencil writing under here, underneath the cameras in the cloud. You can hardly see it because it's a gray cover. But
those cannot be very common. I haven't seen any of these, Brian.
Oh, so we have to get together and do some horse trading. And then I've got an Alex Schomburg cover. I've got Green Hornet.
Oh, that's the one I keep on trying to get.
Yeah, Green Hornet number 18. You've got the lady in the red dress.
People keep on beating me on the bid or on the claim.
She's tied to the blockbuster bomb. The Japanese saboteurs are attacking, and they've got the war bonds rally down on the street below. Schomburg did so much of putting so many
he always
elements of
labels
action.
Things. He labels things too. I always think that's funny.
Yeah. So it's a really cool cover.
Just in case you didn't know that was an atomic bomb,
Yeah, blockbuster there. Yeah. So the weird thing about this, it has some tape up here, but I don't really think it needs it. It's weird. So I'm wondering, it's yellowed. I don't know if there's a way to take that tape off or what, but it's a little tiny piece of tape. But other than that, it's in really good shape.
If you ever want to sell that, I'd be totally interested.
Yeah.
Because that's one I've been that's actually high on my want list.
But Alan, you always want to make the greatest deal you can. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd give you like $25 for it.
Oh, $25. I think I paid more than $25 for that. But it's pretty cool. The one I don't have up here that I wish I had up here to show you guys is my Atomic War number 1. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
here is the World's Finest. So that's the one. It has the H on the cover. It's kind of almost like carved in though, because it's that real thick cardstock cover. But this is World's Finest number 15. Pretty cool book. One of those famous baseball ones, right?
I always thought it was weird that they did baseball covers.
They did the recreational covers, right?
Yeah.
And then this one I really like. Super high grade copy.
Oh, wow.
Sensation Comics number 45.
I actually preferred the covers in Sensation over Wonder Woman. I thought they were like a little bit more funky. Like they're just really cool.
So this is from 1945. And
that's H.G. Peters, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and that guy must have got so much of a hard time in high school. His name's Harry Peters, right?
That's why he uses
Brian on that cover. It has the All-American logo up and near the top, and they didn't do an awful lot of that. And I think that they actually started putting that logo on just before the merge happened, when the National and All-American merged, or Detective, and then they became National Comics.
Up here in the clouds, really tiny mice type, it says like patent pending under Sensation.
Oh wow.
But,
You know, it's funny. Like, you know, you always think of Wonder Woman as being a DC character, but really she wasn't. She was, you know, she was created by, you know, it's not. Was it Nash? What's the name of the company again?
All American.
All American, and you know, that was actually owned by is it Matt Gaines, or is it Matt Gaines that owned All American?
I can't remember the name, but it was a deal where the guy that got it was he was part and parcel of the whole operation, and then they agreed to disagree, and then he had one half of it, sort of like Ford and Mercury, Lincoln and Ford and Mercury. So great cover.
So, but the point is, like, Matt Gaines was the father of Bill Gaines, who started EC. Like, he not started EC, but made EC the horror title that we know. And they always regretted the fact that they didn't have a superhero. So that's why they created Moon Girl.
So I showed these earlier on my channel with Alan, but I jumped in on the Bryce Comics, with his amazing, fantastic, incredible, you know, the thing where you could win Amazing Fantasy 15 and Fantastic Four #1 or Incredible Hulk #1, or there was a ton of great books you could win. And I did not win, but I got the two exclusive covers.
I can finally see it properly now, because before you were really tiny.
Yes, that's 9.8.
I like the other cover better.
I will show the other cover. So
that's
the Bryce
cool.
Comics exclusive for Venom #25. Comes with a COA, and I did not win any of the.
Isn't that the first appearance of the Sun?
It doesn't. It says it's Venom 225 on the cover. So it says Legacy numbering is 25, or Legacy number 225, 25 of the current series.
Yeah, I thought that was the first, like the son of Venom guy.
No, not according to the label on the CGC slab. And then this was the other one that you got. Everybody who won, or everybody who didn't win the big books, got these going down from, like, if you got a 10-0, the highest numbers got 10-0s, then 9.9s, then 9.8s. So all of mine are 9.8s. I entered multiple times. So this is the Spider-Gwen Annual #1, the exclusive cover for that.
That looks really cool. Is that who did the art for that?
Rosie Klimpy? I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
It names like 3 different artists, but I don't know who the interior artist is versus the
cover. Yeah,
which is the cover artist. So, but again, came with the COA with numbering on it for Bryce Comics exclusives. And I think Travis was telling me that these are all going for around $100 a book right now. But that's because everybody's trying to blow them out, because they didn't win Incredible Hulk #1 or Amazing Fantasy 15. So they're trying to get their money back for entering. It was $250 to enter. And you know, it's a fun gamble. I don't think I'll do it again, but
so Biggie, you want to show some books too?
Colossus Comics.
Yeah, I'm ready.
See a Strange Tales, but Biggie, you go first.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Big.
We'll keep him in suspense.
Okay.
yes. Oh, Strange Tales, not
Biggie, you want to
suspense.
show some books too?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I'll make
right.
it big. You're already big, but
He's in costume and everything.
All right. Thanks for the invite, Alan. Glad to be on the Comic Collector Alan show. I actually did a stream earlier today and said that Alan was my favorite comic book channel. I probably learned more from Alan in the last few months than any other YouTuber. So thank you, Alan.
Nice of you to say. Thank you.
There we go.
Oh, very nice.
First appearance of Shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What's the other guy's name? Hydra. First Hydra too.
First Hydra also. Yeah,
First
there you
Hydra,
go.
Yeah, that's right.
This is a very low grade. I got this for $20 when I first started collecting. I should probably upgrade it, but
Wow.
That's such a great
Nice.
book. They're much more fleshy. You know, the Sentinels in that, like it looks like almost like a man.
He's my
He's got a
favorite
flesh colored
villain.
face.
It's my favorite villain. It was the first like big book I ever got. I paid $20 for it. It's got fire damage, but yeah, I'm very into the Sentinels. I saw a big Steve-O showing some Kubert, what's his name? Unknown Soldier, I believe. And here's the first, but it's still
There
sun
you go.
damaged.
Oh, that's
Enemy
really
Ace.
cool.
Yeah, that's cool though. There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the first Unknown Soldier.
Wow.
Is that Star Spangled War Stories or?
There's two different ones, but this is the one I think is the real one. This is the first Unknown Soldier, Star Spangled Stories 151.
It is.
Star Spangled War.
Mhm.
Yeah. 151.
That's
Nice.
I found this recently. Got it for like $8. Probably paid a little too much, but I was a little, I love McFarlane, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Doc Samson goes wild.
I got these Golden Age Lassies for like $2 a piece. So I said, hey, why not?
Oh, that's
You
cool.
know,
Lassie.
you might actually.
Hmm.
Some of those have like Matt Baker art in them. The Lassies.
Oh, no
the Golden
way.
Age Lassies. Yeah, it's really weird.
That's a good one.
You should check. Check it on comics, the database thing, right? Because it's surprising that he did Lassie, but he did.
Interesting. Oh, here's another low grader.
Oh, that's cool.
Old Ditko. Last Ditko issue for Spider-Man, a little Kirby, Black Bolt.
There we go.
Yep. And let's go. I've heard Schomburg a few times. Only got one, but there you go.
That's a good one though.
Nice.
Yeah. They're not impossible to get. You can get you a Schomburg for $100. You look hard enough.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
beautiful.
I always like when they make them like tentacly. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, this is My Comic Shop like 1.0 or something. I won it from Man Caves in a contest, so pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a
And I'm-
flamethrower. It's like a propaganda cover. It's got so much going for it.
Yeah, it's a really good one. About like 8 boy comics because I'm a big Biro fan. Biro.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it's Biro, I guess. I've been saying it wrong, so
Eero
have to-
Biro.
I've influenced so many people to mispronounce that name now.
All right.
I know Alan's seen this a few times, but I don't think I've shown y'all. So this is my dental hygiene
Oh, I
comic
love
right
this
here.
book.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
I always love that book. The bullet catch is just so great.
I like that
Takes
guy.
you right in
says,
the teeth.
wait till Superman hears what stunt I want him to do. What does he want him to do?
You know, it'd be really
Good
cool
old-
is if they put like a kryptonite bullet. It takes out his teeth.
That'd be really cool,
Good old
Alan. Sure.
Good old Win Mortimer cover. Hey, Alan, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll catch y'all in the club next week. And I appreciate hanging out with y'all.
Before you
Thanks.
go,
Thanks
just
for all your
tell
help getting
people
everybody hooked
what's
up,
going
buddy.
on next week. What's the plan for next club event?
Silver Age.
Silver Age. Yep.
Yeah, Silver Age Battle. And
Mhm.
we got to
Nice.
put a rule in, Big B, that you can't show the same books as last time.
Yeah. And here's another thing before we go. If you guys ever want to invite anybody into the chat or onto the show, you could just add people into the chat. So
All right,
just
cool.
you're administrator just like me. I'm looking forward to Bigby. Hopefully he'll hop in, and Ozzy and whoever, dude. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
That'd be awesome,
thanks.
man.
Thanks. That's really nice of you.
thank you guys. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Okay,
Good
okay,
for you,
bye,
man.
Big.
Later, boys.
That
That
was
was some cool books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, like when, like people that normally don't show Golden Age just happen. Hey, I just happen to have all these cool Golden Age. It's like, yeah, because like, yeah, I was surprised how many Golden Age you had there, Bigby, and you know, and
Oh, I have a lot more than that. You know, a lot of times I'll get a collection and it'll have like 4 or 5 books sprinkled in, and they kind of accumulate. And a lot of them are just like, I have Westerns and I have, you know, some crime stuff, and I have some, it's just kind of random, but it accumulates after a while.
Beautiful stuff. Really beautiful stuff.
And Martin, how
We'll have
in
to get together
Australia,
sometime, Steven.
is
Sorry?
it in Australia? Is it hard to get Golden Age? Is it like almost impossible, or
It's very hard. Yeah. Just like there's a few antique places around here, but to get some really good stuff, I've got to drive at least an hour.
oh wow!
But
And where's that? Where would that be? What city would that be?
I'm in Melbourne, so you got Tassie, which is like the little island, and I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
above that. But look, I'm right at the end of Australia, and
Mhm.
yeah, you got to drive everywhere to get anything. But next weekend, I'm going to be at a convention selling my books
Oh, okay.
up in Brisbane, and I've never been to Brisbane before, so I don't know any of the sellers.
Mhm.
But I'm going to take my wallet and just buy a whole lot of stuff and bring it back down.
That's
Yeah,
kind
I
of a
think
haul for
that's
you.
what
That's
ends
pretty
up
far.
happening. You sell a bunch
Sorry?
and then you buy a bunch.
That's pretty far for you.
Yeah, it's like a 4-hour flight.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
Why?
to fly there.
Yeah,
Why?
it's
Yeah.
not close to Melbourne. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh, wow.
it's up in Queensland. So, yeah.
Queensland is where Sydney is, right?
No, so Sydney's in the middle of, you got Melbourne, Sydney, and then the Gold Coast, and then
Cool.
Brisbane.
Oh, okay, so it's like way up the top of Australia.
It's way at the top. It's near the equator, so that's how far it is.
So wow, wow. So I mean, in your area, because you're far south, does it actually get snow where you are ever?
No, Tasmania gets snow, but I've only ever once had snow here where I live, and I was about 8
Okay.
years old. So
Okay,
Wow.
wow.
A little while
okay.
ago.
just a
Yeah.
little while, yeah.
Alan, do you ever get snow, buddy?
No, what's this snow stuff? You know,
I had
was
snow
shocked.
Yesterday,
Middle-
by the way, it was
we had
70
snow
degrees.
in October.
Sorry, Martin. It was like, I don't even know, 70 is in Celsius, so it would be like 20 degrees, whatever. It was beautiful
Yeah.
here over the weekend. And then we had for Halloween, and the kids were complaining that it was cold. And I'm like, when I was your age, uphill both ways, you know, it was terrible. And I was getting cold, like my hands were getting cold. The next morning we woke up, full snowstorm out here. My kids were like, I told you so. It was freezing. And it usually doesn't snow this early even here, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah, we're getting snow here. I'm really scared about winter. I don't like the being trapped feeling. Like everyone just sort of hibernates in Canada.
Good thing you're in Ottawa.
Yeah. It's like it's like Toronto is actually like pretty far south. Like people don't realize it dips down pretty far, and it's quite warm compared to here. It's like
Right.
it's a good. I'd say it's a good 5 degrees colder here, and that makes a huge difference. Like you get the mounds
All
of
the
snow,
difference,
and
right?
yeah, it's like oh jeez. So I'm really scared.
We get the cold right from you guys. It like bypasses the Adirondacks, just hits New England. It always hits like Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec, just kills us. Those polar
Mike-
vortexes. Yeah.
Mike,
Oh,
you've
the polar
driven Martin to
vortexes.
drink. Shall I show Colossus his book?
Yeah, show the
Yes.
Colossus
Yes.
book. Yeah, let's go with
It's
that
in
one.
suspense.
Another Canadian.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That's
There you go.
amazing.
It is. I like the fire and water, element. That's really great.
There's a Golden Age book like that too, right? Where it's Namor and George.
Yeah,
Marvel
where the
Mystery
Twisted
4
Middle
or
one.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
look at that grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know it's like a 9.0 or 9.6.
This is a collection that Harley Yee found, and he at the time was in East Lansing, Michigan, and so this was part of what they call the East Lansing collection. However, it wasn't sufficiently shrewdball for the CGC or whatever, and so they said no pedigree. So I have quite a few of these East Lansings, my Strange Tales 110, a whole bunch of my Strange Tales R.E. Lansing's, and a bunch of my Tales to Astonish, which was the other. The big boys took all the other titles. They took the FFs and the Spideys and the Journeys into Mystery. No one gave a damn about Strange Tales, and that's how I got them. I said, that's fine by me, because that's the one I want.
I mean, it's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, it's this one is I think it's the second highest in the census.
Wow.
Colossus says he wants first right of refusal if you ever sell that.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of my favorite books. It's like when you get, it's like what Brian is doing, what Bigby's doing, is that you get a chance to buy some really nice stuff. And the thing is, you want to hold on to it, because as the years pass, stuff is harder and harder to get. Everybody has money, but a lot of people don't have, you just don't have the books.
Mhm.
So it's like, that's why I was saying to Mike, I mean, there's a lot of guys that have the money to give you the money, but as far as having the books that you want, that's the thing. You're truly in the catbird seat with that Archie. So you have to think about it, and don't get Nightcrawler. Get something other than Nightcrawler. Unless that's what you want. Unless that's what you want. But yeah, but I think
Dark
that
Hawk #1.
Dark.
No, I mean, like I said, I have X-Men #1 was always in the back of my mind. I want it, that's my grail. I want to work my way up to it. So whatever I sell, I would probably go for that. The only kind of thing that made me have pause was the fact that I, again, had offers for nice graded Daredevil #1s, which would probably be my second most wanted book after X-Men 1.
I recommend you hold out for the one that you want.
I agree.
Would not. You're sitting in the catbird seat with that. That's a one-off. No one has that. Or just be happy and keep it, and just say, well, and then have someone make you an offer you can't refuse. Because
somebody will offer you a Daredevil #1 and an X-Men #1.
Yeah,
I like your thinking. I like your thinking.
Someone pointed out to me too. They said, the other books, where the market fluctuates, the books are coming down, right? You can always there's tons of copies of other stuff, but like this will never go down ever because there's no comparison to it. Like, so, the longer I wait, the cheaper the other books are going to be. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind holding on to it that much, because again, like, it's a cool kind of feather in the cap,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the coolest thing I've heard this year.
No one's got it. You got the highest grade. You got the whole thing. I would be extremely finicky and difficult, eccentric, because all these people, when you try to buy comics, it's always the wrong people have them, and then when you try to deal with them, they're crazy. The books that Dave Alexander got, the Loons, we call them the Loons, because they were impossible to deal with. Well, we want to sell those. Okay, I'll buy them from you. Well, we really don't want to sell them. Well, I'm here to buy them. It's just eccentric. The wrong people get them. Now I want you to be eccentric and difficult, and that way you get exactly what you'll have to go against your character. I know, because you're a good man, Charlie Brown. But when you got that book, don't give in. I think you really have.
I will try. The one thing that's really kind of tipped me off is not only how many people are interested, but by how pushy they are. I've had a lot of people like, so what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I'm like, I know what you're gonna do with this book. Like, I know you're gonna you see the dollar signs in this book. So, no, that also gives me pause too, because I'm not really like that. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna enjoy it. I don't not super eager. So when I see that, I kind of say, okay, maybe I do have something here. So I honestly appreciate all your advice, guys. And I really
an uninterested seller and an interested buyer is a very good thing to be.
Good mix.
Disinterested seller. Well, I just don't know. Oh, that's beautiful. And then of course they go, well, now I really want it. I want it. Right. Call Yaniv and he'll get you both the books you want. He'll get you the Daredevil and the X-Men.
X-Men, yeah.
And in really good, and you have to figure out what grade you want them in too. And then you say, here's the book, okay.
Yeah. That would be ideal. I do have a lot of good people on my side giving me advice. Again, that's the best part about this community. There's so many just knowledgeable people that I am friends with now, and I definitely trust their advice. But this gentleman who was interested, who collects these, when he basically told me, I probably can't afford that book. However, I know all the Archie collectors, and I will absolutely help you get the most for it. The fact that he was like, I'm going to pass. He's like, if you really can't sell it, let me know. But it's like, I know everyone, and if anyone offers you less than this, don't take it. Like the fact that an actual person who wants this book is that up front with me too, it makes you feel really good. The fact that, and because that's rare too, right? He just straight up, very upfront with me about it. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Martin, you have in Australia, they have Golden Age that differs from ours. They have different covers and they'll have like different interiors where it'll be books that were reprinted late. In other words, earlier books for us, but later when you got them to then print them, right?
Yeah. So there's two companies. There was Murray and there was Newton. Oh, sorry. And there's Murray, there's Newton, and there's Yaffa. And the Yaffa are the hardest to get in good condition because it was like toilet paper. It was just trash. But the Yaffas are the best price. So you can get like an Avengers #1 for about $250.
Wow.
That's
and did they come out much later?
Yeah, they came out like 70s, in the 70s.
Oh, okay, so that's why.
They have some crazy colors on them too, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, really vibrant colors. Yeah.
A whole bunch of Germans up there, same thing. They were all from like the 70s. They're all reprints of famous like Silver Age books. But they're cool because I like the colors. I like the fact that they swap palettes and stuff. They're much more interesting looking, I feel like, than a lot of cases than the ones we all know. They're just more appealing just to check them out. Kind of psychedelic 70s ugliness. Kind of cool.
Right.
I actually, I got a reprint of Detective Comics #1, and it's got Fu Manchu on the cover.
Yes.
And I was showing my kids, and my kids were saying, "Oh, you can't show that. That's racist." I'm like, "No, that's why I bought it because I wanted to see."
How old are your children?
Like. How old they're teenagers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I want it. So, but I certainly can't afford the original, so I go for the cheap reprint.
So when would the reprint have come out?
It came out in 2001.
Oh wow! So much later. That's like
DC did a line of, they were called Millennium comics, and there was like House of Mystery, Detective Comics, and so on.
So all the big grail kind of books.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing that again now with what was the one that I just picked up, the Green Lantern one, All American 16.
All American. Yeah, I got it yesterday.
Yeah, I got the foil version.
Is Frew is one of the guys, the Frew brothers or whatever. The Phantom is big in Australia, isn't it?
No.
The funny thing is, when I was in Sweden, the Phantom was huge. I was like shocked how popular the Phantom was.
International.
They can have him.
Yeah.
You don't like the Ghost 2 Ox, huh?
Big Billy Zane fans, maybe.
Yeah, Billy Zane. There we go.
Billy Zane. Yeah.
I want to show you guys real quick since you mentioned it, because you mentioned Fu Manchu.
I'll make it big. Wait.
No, it's on my phone.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you showed that. How much?
So the guy, I did a couple videos. I have a buddy who lives down the street, has a basement collection. I got a Hulk 181, a bunch of good stuff out of there. Had a couple of videos on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to help him sell at an upcoming comic book show at the end of November, end of this month. But every time I go over, when I think we're done, we find another box of stuff. And I keep finding, actually, I have a video coming out. I found a couple other cool things I couldn't live without. But we found this, which is a very early Fu Manchu appearance. It might be is it the first appearance of Fu Manchu, something like that.
It's the first one. Yep.
Yeah, it's the first one. So I couldn't believe that was in there. It's not in great condition. I believe. I don't think it's completely detached cover, but it has a huge split, like running up like half of the spine. The fact that it was just in there, he's like, "Oh, look at this funny book! Look at how horrible it was." I'm like, "Yeah, I think that's worth a lot. I'm pretty sure." So we have one. So if someone's looking for it, might not even make it to the show.
I actually am. I was going to bring this up earlier about that actual issue. There's a comic seller that's about half an hour from here. He's selling his copy in a slab for $1,200.
Wow.
That's
and what grade is it?
Price. I can't remember what grade. I'd have to look it up.
This is probably a 2, 1.8 or a 2.
I'd be interested in it. I like those first appearances.
Alan, don't buy the book. Let Martin have it.
Martin and Alan now bidding war.
If Martin wants it, he can have it.
He's got the cheaper custom fees to ship
Alan,
it to.
You have all the books. Everything's on your want list. Come on, you gotta let us guys.
Nobody else is allowed to have the books. Nobody. They're all mine.
I am keen on it, but I think I might get the slab from this local guy. Just because it's right there, I can buy it.
Yeah,
and
and it's better
you know,
condition than this. Yeah, absolutely.
and
But I'll
it's
put it
the
outside.
cash
If I can
and
nab
then I
it,
have-
you know, for any interested Golden Age people. He didn't have many Golden Age books, this guy, so I was surprised that it was even in there, you know.
But yeah, definitely, Alan, if you're interested, yeah, grab it, because I saw it in real life and I got so excited.
I like those
It's
kind of
cool.
quirky characters. There was like some movie, wasn't it Peter Sellers that did a Fu Manchu movie?
Yeah, the death of Fu Manchu, I think it was. It was Peter
Yeah, I
Sellers' last
watched
movie.
that when I was a kid. So I always just sort of remember that sort of creepy. He was very creepy looking. I don't know, like, well,
Yeah.
in my child's mind, he was very creepy. I think I was like 5 or 6 years old. I was like really young. I just remember Peter Sellers being Fu Manchu. That's all I remember.
I have a few more books I'd like to show if you want me to.
I'm gonna show some books first.
Go.
See, this is the power
Sounds
of
good.
being the host.
Right.
I can I can show
Feel
my
the
books.
power.
So I'm going to show some more creepy Eries, and then I'll let you show some books, okay? And if
Thank you.
anyone
Sounds
else
good.
wants to show books, we'll go around and everyone can show some books, okay?
Okay.
But first me, because I'm mean, okay? So,
Me first. Me first.
Me first. So I'm just going to show some these are cool ones. So this one actually is really rare. This is Eerie number 17. And the way that collectors would price these back in the day is in the back of the magazines, they would have like all the back issues, so you could order the back issues. And this was one of those back issues that, like, I think after like 2 or 3 issues later, this was gone. So it was like considered really rare. So it's like one of those ones that you don't usually see very often. So this is Eerie number 17. So kind of a cool book. Then we got, I'm just doing it in order. 18, sort of like a time machine.
Oh, cool.
Travel back to the dinosaurs. And then we got werewolf and like some corpse guy. I think that's a werewolf. I'm not sure what he is. Maybe a vampire. I don't know. You guys tell me. Does that look like a vampire or a werewolf? I don't know.
Feel werewolf to me.
Yeah, looks like a werewolf to me. That's what I was saying. And then
A little too furry for a vampire.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. And then this one. This kind of reminds me of another cover that was done by Bernard Bailey. It's like I forgot the issue. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, this is Eerie 20. I don't know. Some of the Eries had really cool covers. I don't know. See, I'm not sure if you guys like these Warren magazines or not. So I just
No, those are cool. I told you I found a bunch of those right at when that guy was going through the back of the truck, and he had thrown the box of magazines to the side, and there were 35-cent Eries in there. And I was like, "Why are magazines 35 cents?" And I went in, and the lady was like, "Yeah, I want $1 a piece for them." I was like, "I'll take all of those."
Okay, this one is out of order. This is number 60. I don't know why number 60 is here, but I'll reorder it.
Because it has a sexy lady on the cover with a tentacle.
And number 32 is out of order too. So these are out of order. They should. It's number 32. And back into order again. Number 24. I like this one. It's like a nice underwater cover one.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and she's kind of cute. And you got this little
Not for a little swim.
You got this weird little
And so is
monster
he.
guy in the background.
I like it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
It's like, hey baby, come here often.
Yeah, exactly. Now we got Lighthouse and some weird.
That's cool.
And the
See
thing
that
I like on the
Cthulhu drawing
back.
I just did recently. I was thinking about doing something like that with Cthulhu towering over the lighthouse.
Yeah, that'd be actually really cool. I like your Cthulhu that you did.
You did an excellent job on that.
Yeah, it was
Thank
really
you
quite
very
nice.
much.
Actually, the thing that I like, I don't know why, I always gravitate to the ads in comics and in magazines. So actually, I got this as a poster.
The life-size poster.
The real one, the one that they sold back in the day.
My brother had that on his door.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
just really cool. It's a really cool Jack Davis Frankenstein.
That's awesome.
And then one more. This is by Stranko. He actually did covers as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's sort of very misty, but you can sort of see the guy. I don't know. Can you see the guy in the background too?
Sort of
Yeah,
Doctor Strange looking guy.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And that's the great thing about Warren. They had some really major artists working at on their magazine. So like Stranko, I mean, Frazetta, and a whole bunch of great stuff. So yeah,
Bunch of no names.
yeah. So those are okay. So I showed a bunch. I figure one sec here. I'll go back to you guys.
Mike, do you have any more of your big prizes that you've just gotten from the 800 places that you've gone?
I'm trying not to show. This is me being selfish. I have lots of cool stuff, and I'm not going to show them because they're coming out on videos in the future. Don't pay attention to the books behind me. Sneak preview there. No, it's fine. I'm usually out a couple of weeks in videos, so I don't remember where I'm at, like what I've shown it up. I know I've shown this one in the past, because you guys are Golden Age
I'll let you
guys.
show. 1 second.
I got to show it.
I love it. It's a great book.
I got to show this one. I love this one. So this is Superman number 57 from 1949. As Alan had pointed out to me when we had our conference call in that beginning there, this is the first time you see a woman in the Superman outfit, sort of the precursor to Supergirl, but of course it's Lois Lane. Really cool. I've never owned like a golden, a yellow covered Golden Age Superman. I got a World's Finest as well that had Batman, Robin, and Superman fishing. I ended up trading that book in a recent video. I did. That was a tough one because I really liked that one, but I got a lot of trade value out of it, and I really chipped away at my Chris Claremont run. But I'm gonna keep one, and this is the one I'm keeping.
That's a good one to keep.
It's just so neat, and this is one of the ones where, again, my wife, she watches like the MCU and stuff. She doesn't really care about comic books, but she loves history. She's a history buff like me. We collect antiques, and to her, the fact that this is Superman from 1949, she loves this comic book, and she says, "Do not sell that comic book." So I gave it to Comic Spa to clean, not clean it really, just to press it. It does have a spine roll, but there's the staple on the bottom is the only way the cover's attached, and it is barely. So Jeff is a do no harm kind of person. He's like, Mike, I looked at it. I do not feel comfortable trying to change that spine roll. I think it is what it is. He's able to kind of fix some of it, but he's like, I think you leave it as it is, and I was completely fine with that. It's low grade 1.8, maybe a 2, but I think it presents great. I love the way it looks when I walk. Every time I walk by this book, I'm like, man, that is cool. So I think I'm gonna keep it forever. I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, there's some writing. Someone tried writing Superman. I can't point it backwards. Wrote Superman in longhand, like they practiced it over and over again.
Oh wow!
I think that's actually kind of cool. They do it up here too. So pretty neat. I just thought it was neat. It's just really cool. The inside is gorgeous. The inside looks amazing. It looks like it came off the print yesterday. It's just the cover is not good. And there's also a pretty good tear on the back, the bottom, I don't know, inch or so. You can kind of see it right there.
Oh yeah.
It's torn on the spine. So it's got a tear that probably goes about 2 inches long on the back. Who cares? It looks great.
It's okay. All right.
So happy to have it.
The other cool thing about that book, just so you know, that's the first time you see not just Supergirl like kind of prototype, but Supergirl prototype with the red skirt, blue top. So that was a big mission of mine. Somebody asked me the dumb question of of Supergirl's clothing. What is the standard clothing for Supergirl? Okay.
What kind of a creep would ask that?
Yeah, I don't know. Some complete loser asked me that question. And
okay, I'll see you later. Bye.
So, but it
sounds
was
like a
actually
genius asked you that question.
They kept on not being decisive about what her costume should be, and it was like blue, then it was red and blue, then they stuck with the blue for a while, and then they went back to the red. So you got that early costume appearance too.
It's cool. And again, I don't know what it is about the yellow, the red, the blue, the primary colors. They just look so cool. I don't know. It's something about the book. It puts it in a firm place in time. It's cool looking. Definitely. It's funny. You look it up, Alan. It's like it doesn't show up as like a key, like a big key issue in these early Superman ones, but I think it is. Like it is sort of a distinction. It is something that you can say about it. There's a story here. It's not just another Superman book, which I like. you know.
It's actually like collectors of Superman and the Golden Age will seek out that book. I don't know why it's not considered a key per se, but it is a major book.
Yep. Estate sale, you know, get up early in the morning, guys. Early bird gets the Golden Age vintage Superman comics and Archie's for that matter. So
yeah,
that's the only one I'm going to show.
That's a great one.
Mike, can I just say that when you talk about history, history in any of this stuff, having an appreciation for history, I'm a student of history too, very much so. And if it's the history of wristwatches, if it's the history of die-cast cars, if it's the history of comic books, if it's the history of firearms, it's just where history comes in. Having an appreciation for history. I remember very early on when I was collecting U.S. martial arms, a guy said, I said, wow, what a cool, he had a gun room where he advanced collector. And I said, wow, it's great. He says, this is the hardware. Do you want to know where the real action is right here. And he opened up this bureau and there were like about 200 or 300 books. He says, this is where the action is. Understanding what is happening, what is going on. And that's what I was saying earlier tonight, is that you have a comic from the Golden Age, like from 1942 or 1943. And World War II is going and things are not going well. And England's in deep trouble. And the world is in deep trouble. And the Pacific and China and everywhere else, the Philippines, Corregidor and Bataan and all those things that are going on. And these books come out at that time. So when you're reading these things, if you put yourself in the position of that, it makes a huge difference how I view this stuff. You're absolutely, I'm completely concur with what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. And that for me, I collect lots of different things. It's not just reading about history. I collect it because it's the connection. You're holding it and you picture yourself, where was this? Who's the last person that held this? And my wife, God bless her, you know, she looks at this comic book. The first thing she says is, can you imagine a little kid reading this in 1949? She immediately goes to what was going on at that time. You know, where were her grandparents at the time? You know, she doesn't think about the book. She thinks about the people that this affected, the ads in this, you know, that they were reading. And that's really where, you know, where we relate to things is when we really do appreciate them, and it's connecting to other people. And that's it for us. Whereas comic collectors, it's not just the comic book. We can hold it. We hold a physical thing that another person did at some point way before any of us were alive. I think that's a small miracle if you really think about it. It's pretty amazing.
My father's comic collection, which got destroyed, but I still have I have a few of his King comics, and they're all mangled, but they were books that my dad read as a kid. And when I read them, if I very carefully look at them, I'm looking at what my dad was looking at in 1944 or whatever it was. And it it means a lot. It means a heck of a lot to me for that, and having that connection. And I think that's part of the defective collector gene that we all share, where the amount of joy, the inordinate amount of joy that you can have getting a book that you want, you hold it in your hands. And if you're not a collector, you just don't know. But it goes from the tips of your toes right up over the top of your head. You're going, oh, this is wonderful, you know? So, hey,
and then you put it away and you want the next one. That's the problem, I think.
How well you put it. On to the next one. I am Rags Morales, who is an artist. I really liked him when he did his Hawkman series. I'm a big Hawkman fan. And he came to Portland. He was not even supposed to be in Portland, but some guy bilged at the Rose City Con in 2017. And Rags Morales came, and I said, my God, Rags Morales, Hawkman. He said, yeah, and a really nice guy. Well, I completely monopolized him. He was doing little sketches for people, but I monopolized him, and I had him do 4 pieces for me. And if you'd like, I'll show them to you.
Yeah, do you have them
That would
handy?
be awesome.
Okay. So do you want me to make you big, Steven?
If you don't mind.
You gotta dig them out. Oh, there they are. They're right there. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's an awesome wasp.
Yep.
I'll be right back. You guys keep showing stuff. I'll be right back.
I like the wasp in the background, like the pencil shaded.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Can you put a little something in the background? He says, "Oh, leave it to me. I would have done that anyway," and that's what he did.
That's
That's-
just a little touch, just a little, yeah. Nothing big, right? Wow.
Depth, yep. Wow,
That's
very
really
good.
nice.
Now he said,
Wow.
I have Superman flying. He says, I have him flying in a different way than anybody else. Wayne Boring always had him like, Brian, you know, that Wayne Boring, he'll have like one leg tucked up underneath his fanny, and then he's standing as he's flying. It's bizarre.
Right.
I love Wayne Boring stuff, very distinctive. But he says, this is the way I draw Superman flying. And when he was doing Superman, which I didn't even know he did Superman, he said, this is how a lot of times I would show him flying.
His stuff is beautiful. That's so nice.
That's cool. It's almost like he's hitting the brakes or something like that, and he's about to turn around.
Yeah. Whoa! Where did that
take a
building
left
come
turn there?
from?
Right. Yeah, or a right turn there.
And here, the two that I really wanted to get was Hawkman and Hawkgirl, because those are the ones that he took a really long time on her wings.
Seriously.
That's really cool.
But the best one and the best for last is Hawkman.
Wow.
I want him. I said I
That's
want
awesome.
Hawkman. I want Hawkman to be absolutely incensed mad, absolutely so mad, and put as many weapons on him as you can. He says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll actually have him standing on top of a volcano that's erupting. I don't know if you can quite make it out, but he's got lava.
Yeah.
And then, so he's got his shield, he's got a bow, he has his cestises, he's got, but in his face, he's just absolutely beside himself.
The savage Hawkman.
That's excellent.
That's awesome.
When the thing finally ended, he was finishing it up, and they started. It was the Sunday. It was the show was closing, and they kept saying, "We're closing the show. We're closing the show." And so he says, I'm not satisfied yet. And he was still working on the wings on Hawkman. Hawkman was the last one. Well, thank you. And he said that I'm not done yet. So they turned off half the lights. So, and he says, I'm still not done. And I said, it's going to be black. He said, I'm not happy with it yet. Just a minute. And when they finally did, they turned the lights out completely. He says, I'm just done. Here you go. So it was awesome. A lot of fun. Okay,
that's really cool.
Since I have you, I was talking about Matt Baker artwork, and Matt Baker covers for St. John in particular. And one of the titles that has, to a large degree, turned into unobtainium is Cinderella Love. And Cinderella Love 25 is the party cover, which is arguably the best cover of the run. It's a beautiful cover, and absolutely rags of that book are thousands of dollars. And I just can't spend thousands of dollars for something that doesn't look nice. And this one showed up, and I snapped it.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful one.
That is beautiful.
I think that's the second best of the run.
I think so too. I really do think so. He, one of the Restorer guys, and I can't remember if it was Phantom Restorer. I think it was Phantom Restorer on Instagram. When I posted this with a Patsy Cline song. I had her heartaches. My loving you is only heartaches, because that's all there is in these things. No one's ever happy. Everybody's crying and everything else, and then sometimes the music comes up nice, especially if Dana Dutch is the writer. Dana Dutch is kind of icky, which is wonderful because Matt Baker can draw it too. But anyway, this one I felt very fortunate. And he says most often with these, the red is always quite faded. He says you lucked out because generally that's what you get is you'll get it. They're almost always faded out.
That's super cool.
And this one is Feldstein. Thank you, Alan. This one came from Ryan at Automatic Comics. He had gotten it, and then he was very happy about it, that it hit an 8. And it was at this point that I decided that if I had any work to be done, I used Hero Restorations down in Lebanon, Oregon. But I tried to get a hold of them, and I can't seem to get, there doesn't seem to be anybody there. Maybe there is, but I didn't want to have any vagary if I'm sending an expensive book down there. The comic presser that he uses, he always talks about them. And I always watch him. He's so happy because things always seem to come back higher grade than he thinks. And that works for me. So I have a True to Life Romances number 11, which is the gal and the guy making out by the roaring fire, with the trope of the girlfriend who's the estranged or the jilted lover at the door aghast and what have you. But this particular copy has pink pages. And, and Fox, which of course Victor Fox would buy paper that was the cheesiest, crappiest, lousiest paper he could find, the cheapest, crummiest everything. But he had beautiful artists that did absolutely wonderful stuff. But the kind of the naughtiness of it, that tactily the books are actually naughty to touch. I mean, they're kind of dirty, they're kind of rough, they're kind of, you shouldn't have them, they're nasty. And all they are just the coolest books. So Victor Fox truly was a genius.
King of comics. King of comics.
One more, and then I'll let somebody else go. This one doesn't make any sense at all. And I don't know where to try to find the interior, because Comic Book Plus is where I go so that I can actually print the interiors of the stories, because a lot of times you can't find them anywhere. But a lot of times they do public domain and stuff. Here is a Matt Baker cover, and the title is Teenage Diary Secrets.
Nice.
But it is Blue Ribbon Comics number 4. Where in the world do you get Blue Ribbon Comics out of this? I don't get it.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. I just don't. But what a great, and the trope on this one is the guy goes to the party with a girl, but he's got Trixie waiting for him, and so the girl that evidently doesn't put out, "You can't leave me here like this, jock. You promised to take me home." He says, "Stop making a scene, Grace. My brother's waiting for me at the corner. I'm going on alone." And then in the thought bubble, the blonde in the red dress who's smoking hot says, "Your brother, huh? Why don't you just tell her the truth?" Isn't it sordid and wonderful? I'll let somebody else go. I think the Matt Baker stuff, I really do believe that the Matt Baker stuff, which has always been expensive and has been desirable, is poised to go even still higher, because I think the guys that are doing pre-code horror, there's only so much pre-code horror, and there are a lot of pre-code horror guys. And if you can't buy something, you're going to want to buy something. So you're going to say, "I can't get that. I can't afford that. I'll never have that. But I got this cool Matt Baker stuff that is still, I can still get my hands on." And so I looked at the stuff, and again, in the last 6 months or so, since March, I've never seen the amount of stuff, the variety and the quality and the coolness of stuff in the market. I don't know what's caused the stuff to come out, but I've been at this for a really long time. And in the 90s, you'd see stuff like this where stuff would really show up. But nowadays, stuff is showing up now that you never see before. So I made a commitment really to go after Matt Baker, like I did Schomburg years ago. I've made it my mission, and I hit the Caymans when the Blue Beetles came out, and now I've been going after the Matt Baker, and I just have to say that I just think that his stuff truly is. You say, well, there are a lot of good girl artists. Matt Baker is. His story, his art, the whole thing about Matt Baker is special unto itself, and he died too young, and the whole thing. And he tried to get into the military, but he had a bad heart, and they wouldn't let him in. And he desperately wanted to serve our country. He wanted to go in and fight, and they wouldn't let him fight. He died in '59, I think. So, I mean, he didn't last much later past the war. But it's just, I think that Matt Baker's, his story and his art truly do speak. End of sermon. If Bleak was here, I'd say, Reverend, that's the end of the sermon.
Cool. So yeah, I've been experiencing that recently too, where I've been just getting some pretty crazy books that I never thought I could ever get. You know, some really big books. Now I have a new set of books that I have to pay for in the next 20 years. So
did you already show the
Yo,
I've already showed
guess what I found?
One.
Yeah, all
You
right.
found the Pink Panther.
I told you, motherfuckers.
I'll make you big.
Well done. Well done, Biggie.
Show the book. That's
Wow.
really cool.
That doesn't look too bad.
Actually,
No,
the
it's got a
colors
marker on it
are
like
pretty
I thought it did. Yeah, I might have to get this cleaned. It's got just like a little bit of stuff on it.
So how much did you get that for?
Look at it. It says $1, bro.
Oh my goodness, you got that for $1? It's like
Yeah.
the first
Is that the
appearance.
That's the
It
first
is.
appearance.
First Pink Panther and first Inspector.
My copy that I bought, Biggie, I paid $100 for it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know it until I saw Alan show it. I told you I was going to beat you to it, Alan. Now I'm out of here. Beat you. Ha!
Good job, man. Good job. That's
Nice.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Wow. Okay. Wow. He totally beat me to
Well,
it. That's really funny.
You guys were talking about history and stuff, and I showed something that's not comics, but when my dad passed away, this is one of the only things I got.
Wow, that looks
it always
beautiful.
hung in our house.
Wow.
And it's just a wooden
shield.
Yeah,
Is it a
and I
shield?
talked to the guy that does the antiques that my honey hole. He's familiar with this. He said that this was actually like a wood burning kit that came out in like the the flapper era. And he said a lot of times they're ruined because people decided they wanted to paint them and put color on them. And so it was a wood burning kit that came out. And my dad told me that he remembered his mom with a knife, putting the knife in the fire and getting it hot and making this thing. So
Good heavens,
Wow.
it's beautiful.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I just like the way it's sort of like Native American plus flapper. It's really cool combination.
I remember this thing hanging in our home since I was a little kid, and so it was one of the only things that I got when my dad passed away. But
that is beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah,
and the
story I was really happy with
the story's even better.
Yeah.
So it's got little imperfections too. Like when you get real up close to it, it's like, I can see where people were working on it and they weren't happy with what they did. And so like it kind of adds to it. Like the circle over here is not perfectly round, but
looks really
it's
good,
really
though.
cool. Yeah. I love all the texture and stuff in the background. It's just so cool. But
I feel like I like seeing things like that where it almost kind of brings you back into some distant time, I really like it.
Well, yeah, do you know the year? I mean, it has that distinct sort of Art Deco look that you had on a lot of coinage, back then. We kind of mixed, Americana with, Native American symbolism. You mix it with sort of, that Roman classical. You pretty much capture all of that in this one thing. And the fact that, so you said your grandmother or great grandmother actually made
his grandmother, my great grandmother, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
We put the knife in the fire and heat it up and then burn this thing by candlelight. I was working on it in the evenings,
So what
Wood
year?
burning
Do you burn the wood in order to carve it?
Yeah, so it would have like this print. I don't know if you have ever done wood burning, but they would have like a light, like almost just like an ink stamp on the piece of wood that you would get. And then you would burn the over the ink stamp and make the design that was on the ink stamp.
What year would
Wow.
this
So this is
be?
all.
20s?
I don't know what year. He told me that this is probably worth like $300 or $400 is what he told me he would estimate the value at. But I
And
don't
what
remember the
era?
year.
What
What
era is this? Like
flapper era is what, 30s?
like 20s?
20s?
No,
20s.
20s.
It looks
20s.
20s, yeah. Right?
My grandmother was a flapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so,
20s. It's
That's
gotta be
20.
20s.
Yeah. So yeah, 1920s. So,
Pretty awesome.
but
I think it's beautiful.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
very nice.
really
I
nice.
love her
Yeah.
headdress. I love the headdress and the way the feathers are set, and the beads
Yeah.
coming down, wrapping down, sort of Civil War kind of around the back. That is,
Yeah.
and her hair is beautiful. They did a
Her
beautiful
hair has
job.
really got some texture to it too. It's like just really good.
Yeah. So that hangs up here behind my computer while I'm talking to you guys.
That's cool.
I actually like the
Hey,
border
Comic
of
Man
it.
Musings.
Yeah, the border of it. It's just so Art Deco-y and
Very Art
you know,
Deco. That's why I like it. I actually thought it was Gears for a second when I first
Yeah.
looked at it with this actual stuff. But yeah, it's got that look. That's killer.
reminds me of like Wonder Woman's shield or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah, no, it'd make a really great shield. Actually,
Don't make me start taking out antiques. Steven knows. He's seen pictures of my basement. We've gone back and forth, and I have comic books. Is
No,
the
you guys are just talking
boring
about
thing I
history and
collect.
thinking about the history of things when they were the people who were experiencing them back in the day, and that one just speaks to me.
Family.
So
Well,
It's
family.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
better.
you can't beat that. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
What are the
Is that-
odds? Did she
Yeah.
sign? Did they sign it at all in the back? Did
yeah,
they
there's
sign
no
it?
signature or anything on it. No, it's just a piece that's been
I
in
think
my
it's-
family for a long time.
I think it's lovely.
Oh, hey, Pop's here too. Hey, Pop.
I love
Hey,
that
Pop
you see
Comics.
people coming in, 2.5 hours into the show. It's great.
Yeah, it's you missed only a little bit. So wow. Does anyone else have any books they want to show?
I've got 3.
Okay, I'll make it big.
All right.
Just real quickly, and also Pops, if you're listening, I sent you a parcel with some stuff, and yeah, if you want to send me those Ravagers, I'll be very appreciative. So Stefo was talking about Rags Morales on Hawkman, and it's right here in the box, all the Hawkmans, and you can see Rags Morales was doing the artwork on that.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
it's just a random issue from the series, but got Cinnamon in it, and recently I got her first appearance, so that was kind of fun. Then I've got the last issue of Hawk and Dove,
Nice.
from I think it was Steve Ditko that was on the title. It only went for 6 issues, so yeah, I've got the first
great
issue.
cover,
And I've got
though.
sorry,
That's a great cover.
it's very nice, yeah. But yeah, I've got the first issue and the last issue. I just don't have any of the others. And lastly is just Wonder Woman issue 90. It's the first appearance of Artemis, and it's the DC
The
Universe.
DC Universe.
Yeah, that's
version,
the tough
yeah.
one. That's the tough
Now,
one.
If you can see, I'll bring it right up to the camera.
You paid 50 cents?
I paid 50 cents. This used to be my local comic book shop. The guy, he sold the business and he passed away, but I kept the sticker on there because he said he couldn't sell this book. No one would buy Wonder Woman from him, even for 50 cents. And I said, yeah, I'll buy it. And he said, oh, it's the first appearance of Artemis. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But yeah, actually,
That's a
just remember-
major key because of the DC Universe part too, by the way.
Yeah. There's a particular book, Alan, that you show off with a monster holding a whole lot of women, and one of them's nude. And I just realized it's a kind of
you're talking
homage to that.
about yeah, I have that. I can grab it actually.
Yeah, I can't remember
The
what
big,
it was.
That's
the
Punch
big
Comics 20. Punch
Condor,
Comics 20.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a big
Yeah,
rock.
rock.
Yes,
Condor.
that's it. Punch.
Isn't it a rock? Wouldn't that be a rock?
Or rock. Yeah, it's a rock.
ROC.
ROC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can grab it if you guys want me to show that.
Yeah, if you want to
Of
show it.
course.
But yeah, those are my little
yeah.
books that I just wanted to show off.
Here. Okay. Does anyone else have something to show while I dig it out?
Sure, I have a few more pieces of art I'd like to show.
Or
Unless
you
you
go.
want to go, Mike.
wait. Mike's turn. Mike, did you have something?
No, so no, don't
You're
worry about it. I have
hiding
nothing
your
to show. I have
books.
some
You're hiding
your
advice
books.
to solicit at the end.
No,
Okay,
you're
you're
going to
hiding
show
your books.
some of those ones that you said you weren't going to show.
Hey,
I
so
heard
I'm-
you say it. Who's
Who's watching right now?
Being an
How many people we
honorable,
have on? 20 people?
being an honorable man, I knew you would want to do that, right?
So I'm making you big, Steven. You can show.
Yeah. Okay,
There's
show
an
your art
artist-
first.
Mark, I watch all your videos, so don't spoil
I'm just pulling your leg. One of the artists that I do like is a fellow's name. I always thought his name was Carl Kessel, but his name actually is Carl Kiesel, is how his name is pronounced. And Ron Randall, who is another guy that I had some commissions do work for me, worked for Dark Horse, and he did a character called Trekker. And it's a really good run in Dark Horse. If you've never read it, it's very well done. It's a really good looking gal who's a bounty hunter named Mercy St. Clair. But anyway, I asked Carl if he could do me a picture of Power Girl. And I said, could you put Crypto with her? And he said, sure. And so this is what he came up with.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. That's nice.
And when he brought it back to me, when he was going to present it to me, there was absolutely no inking whatsoever on her top. It was basically you couldn't really see that she even was chesty. I said, Carl, is there any chance you could just do a little bit of inking on her trademarks? And he said, well, okay, I know what you want. And then I saw him about a week later, and then this is what he presented me with. I think it's fun the way Crypto has got her by the cape and all that. There is an artist named Nicole Brune, and she does a lot of very fancy. I think she does mostly with computer stuff. But before she gets there, she does the pencils, and then from the pencils she scans, and then she does the various things in various colors. In 2014, I really went after Harley Quinn big time. I have a whole bunch of different Harley Quinns. I have a Linsner from 2014 when I first met him, but she did a Harley Quinn for me at the same time. And these are the pencils. This is the pencil that she did.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow, that's nice.
Looks like a lot of detail in it.
I like the texture on the mallet.
She it just I think, and I have the poster, and it's the coloring on it is 1 of 1 because I commissioned it from her. But the thing about it, and then she has it on her website, and this is her Harley Quinn which is the commission that I did. But she has different colors and what have you that she does. But she herself modeled this first. She took a picture of herself in leather, and she looks very similar to. She looks very similar to this picture, which was very nice. And then the last one I have is at the Rose City Con. A buddy of mine wanted to meet Greg Horn. And Greg Horn does lots of really cool Good Girl stuff and a lot of stuff. And whenever I've gone to the shows, I've seen there's always like 4 or 5 people deep at his booth buying prints and things that he has done. And so there were a couple of minions that were there. And I said, and my buddy wanted to meet him. He said, I really want to meet Greg Horn because he's a great guy. I mean, I love his art. I want to get something right. Well, anyway, I went up and I said, I'd love to say hi to Greg Horn. Well, he's not here. Okay. And I said, well, and I looked at some of his art and I said, I think I'd like to see if I can get him to do something for me here at the convention. He says, no, he won't do anything like that. And I said, okay, what stuff do you have? And he had a piece of art that was done for a Marvel card. It was of the Black Widow. And it was a small pencil thing that he did. And I think it was like $400 or $500. And I said, I bought that. This is the one nice piece that was there. And I bought that. I said, now, I bought this. I would like to see if he would do a commission. Will he do a commission for me now? So he says, wait a minute, let me check. So he leaves. He comes back. He says, yes, he'll do a commission for you. So I gave him another $400 cash. And this was right at the beginning of the con. And so then I would go back and he says, and you have to provide paper. And I said, I have to provide the paper? All right, I'll go find paper. Well, Neil Adams was just down the way. And I knew Neil because I spent a day with him on a CGC signing thing. And so his wife, who's a lovely lady, I walked down to their table, was 2 down, and I got an 11 by 17 piece of paper. And I went by and she says, "Here, take it." And so I took it back. I said, "Here's the piece of paper." So I came back in a couple hours, and then the guy says, "Hey, Greg says he didn't know that the piece of paper was going to be that big." So I said, "Well, here's another couple $100. I hope that'll sweeten the pot here." So now he's into me $600 for this thing. And he goes, "Okay, oh yeah, that'll be fine." So then I finally got back. They were closing up. And he says, "Yes, here's the piece." I said, "Could I at least say hello to Greg Horn?" He says, "No, he's not available." I said, "Well, thank you very much." And so I got the piece. The funny story is that he came back again the same year to a different con, and he was there. So we told him, my buddy and met him finally, and tells him, he says, "Yeah, this is what happened last time." He says, "I did that? I'm so sorry." And he was very apologetic, but we really gave him the business for it. But here's the Harley Quinn that Greg Horn did for me.
Wow.
That's really nice.
I like it. With a bloody hammer.
It's quite a signature. I don't think I've ever seen Greg Horn's signature. Does he always do that with the G?
Yep, he always does.
That's his
thing.
Yeah, and if he likes it, I guess he makes it bigger. I guess he must have liked this, but even though the paper, for what I paid, he should have liked it. But I mean, but the amount of it took him a while. It took him quite a while to put it together. So it's kind of a neat by one piece. Now I have one other that I'll show you just real quick. Clayton Crane is a guy that does a lot of he was, when I met him, he wasn't doing all that much, but he was coming on. And I said, "Can you do me a Harley Quinn?" And he said, "Sure." And so I said, "How much would you charge to do it?" And I'm thinking it's just a regular piece of art. He says, "No, it'll take me a little while to do it." And I think it took about 2 or 3 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks or whatever. And then finally he says, "I've got it done." I met him at a con. And he says, "I've finally got it done and I'll send it to you." Well, what he did was he actually did a painting. And here is the painting mounted on board.
Oh, wow.
On canvas. And it's on canvas. It's mounted on, he had framed. And I had absolutely no idea that he was going to produce this.
Wow.
Clayton Crane.
Yeah, that's pretty
nice.
That's amazing.
Brian, I thought that you would like that.
Yeah, that is really, really cool.
That's really good.
So anyway, something a little different. Somebody else's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna show the punch really quickly.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make myself big now. So I did find it. It's really beat up. It's in really rough shape, but it's a hard book to find. And actually, CGC denoted bare-breasted woman on cover. So
you need a microscope, but she's there.
She's there. She doesn't have nipples, but she is bare-breasted. Or if you can see the nipples, I don't know. Can you see the nipples? I don't know.
Yeah.
My imagination, sure. Quick.
So yeah. So this is Punch 20. Now this is a Canadian comic. Actually, I'm pretty sure that they like Punch ran. I forgot what was the last issue in the US, but then they sort of did this as a one-off in Canada. So it's I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. I'm not like 100%.
That's a woman flying up in the foreground too, right?
Yeah, she's sort of like got like a jetpack.
Very muscular. Very muscular woman.
Yeah. She kind of reminds me of Zip Jet, if you're familiar with that comic. Do you know Zip Jet?
Yeah.
Don't know Zip Jet.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Her feet almost look like she's wearing like scuba fins or something.
Yeah, she has very like I guess they didn't know how to draw feet that well, but they kind of have her wearing
the
like,
Rob Liefeld
like,
school.
Rob Liefeld issue.
Stockings or something. I don't know what's going on with her feet.
Wow,
Very
trash. We're talking trash.
Weird feet there. Okay, but
thanks for showing that.
and the other one I wanted to show just so I can prove I have it too. So
there it is.
There you go. There you go.
So actually, the first 3 issues or 4 issues of this run were all mentioned in the Seduction of the Innocent. So that's how great it was. So
It's so great. And were they they didn't like the headlights or what?
yeah, I guess not. The funny thing
pretty
is,
wholesome.
my copy is cream to pink pages.
Wow.
Cream to pink. Okay.
Cream to pink. I've that's a pretty interesting denotation. So those are mine. Okay, let me make you guys big again.
So I'll show one thing on one condition that
Oh, okay.
Brian shows his X-Men number 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You had it,
Good deal.
you don't have it next to you anymore.
I have it. It's right here.
Brian also has one of my favorite Golden Age comics of all time, the Atomic War one. I don't know if you have that out nearby, but
I don't. I was just bemoaning the fact that it's down in my comic room.
I knew it. I knew when you were talking about the history stuff. I was thinking that would be a perfect one to show. But yeah, show the X-Men 4 because I have one that complements it quite nicely.
Okay, I'll make a big.
So here is X-Men number
That's a great
4.
book.
Yeah.
They knew it was worth money back in the day because they put 14 cents on it.
Mhm.
It's only 12 cents originally.
Isn't that what you paid for it?
Dot Station.
No. They he wanted $200 for the X-Men 4 or $500 for his entire collection.
Mm-hmm.
And so the entire collection had like a run of Spawn 1 through 88 and a whole bunch of McFarlane figures, and I figured, why not? I'll just pick everything up. So
yeah, it's awesome. I need one.
So yeah, I'm happy with it. It's got some wear. There's some wrinkles up by Quicksilver's head. Here, I think there's a small tear over here. But
I like he always has those little hair horns. I'm not sure. So I always thought that was
it's kind of like Wolverine that way. He's got the spiky things in his hair, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's a pretty decent copy.
The iconic green Scarlet Witch. Love that.
Yeah, well, because they didn't want to have too much red on the cover.
Right.
They thought that red Scarlet Witch next to red Magneto was too much red on the cover, and then they stuck with that green Scarlet Witch for a while. So
yeah, on the covers, but inside it's always
red.
Yeah, but I showed you those covers earlier today, Alan. The Strange Tales. He's wearing green on the Strange Tales cover, and she's wearing green on the Journey to Mystery cover.
Yeah, it's really weird.
All right, ready for this? So this is not only not a Golden Age comic, it's not even a traditional publication, but I got to show it.
This is going to relate to your video from today, isn't it?
It is actually. It absolutely is. So I had a video that came out today. I went to a local comic book festival, lots of local artists. And one of these guys from Massachusetts, he's actually runs his own comic book shows. He's also a stand-up comedian, which I didn't know at the time. There's a book I wanted. I didn't get it there because I was chatting away, contacted him, and I just got this in the mail. This is yes. So he does parody fun like comic books. He's a comedian. Like I said, he's a comedian. So his main thing is called the Mighty Mascots. They're serial mascots that fight crime. But this is his team of the X-Cons, and this is them, of course, as an homage or a parody of X-Men number 4. And these are the Brotherhood of Vile Misfits. So we have, instead of Toad, we have Toe. We have Hamster Mind.
Oh, wow.
Quacksilver. Scarlet Wrench. And the leader, of course, is Magneto, who is Magneto and also the Planter's Peanut with the monocle. This guy is a riot. He's just hilarious. His wife is also a really good artist. And again, he not only, I didn't know, he runs these shows in the area, he's a comedian, but he's also a YouTuber. I didn't know this. He's a part of the indie. He sent me all sorts of stuff for my kids. He has this show called the Indie Comic Relay. I hate to plug another show, but you guys might like him because he comes on. He does these. He does live things with other people where they talk about mostly independent comics. A lot of stuff I've never even heard of in their short format. Like he takes a video like we're doing tonight. He'll break it up into like 15-minute chunks. Super cool. I'm going to give him the plugs. He's a super nice guy to send this thing to me. Indie's Comic Relay.
Give him a plug, yeah.
Absolutely. Super cool guy. Definitely check it out, guys, if you've never heard of it. But I just got a kick out of this. I saw you bring up the X-Men number 4, Brian. This was sitting right next to me for my video I have to do tomorrow now. It made me laugh.
Really great.
And he signed it for me, of course.
Oh wow.
I subbed him up. I subbed him up after your video today. So,
Perfect.
and I
He's-
threw that actually on the hashtag comic book shout out
Oh, you did?
playlist
Awesome. 'Cause I was
because
going to do that when I did the video. He's one of those guys too. You can tell he's a comedian. He's just one. I would talk to him for 5 minutes, and I'm like, I like you. Like you're just a cool guy. So
yeah,
So
yeah.
is that a book that you can find, or is it like just?
yeah,
like,
you can.
only through
He's
him?
got a website. His name is Keith Gleason. Yeah, Keith. I don't know if you can see it. Whoops. Yeah, I guess you can. Keith Gleason is his name. Just look him up. He has a website you can order this stuff from. He has tons of stuff. Yeah. So
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
love those parody and / homage covers. I always find them fun.
I just wish I had X-Men 4 to go along with it.
Oh,
Hey, there's
now we
Atomic
got
War.
another Atomic
Yes.
War.
You have a
one.
number one, Steven?
I think I do. I have the one where the Capitol is being exploded.
Yeah, that's number
That's
one.
New York City, I think, as being exploded on the cover.
It's Washington D.C. is the one that I have.
Oh,
It's
that's number
World
2.
War III. It's World War III number
That's
one.
World War III. Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
it's
had
number
it.
one.
You were talking about Atomic War, so I had this one. I thought I'd show.
That's
There you
cool.
go.
Cool.
There you go. I had no idea that you really liked that one so much, Mike.
Yeah, I almost got it. Well, I didn't almost get it. I saw it at a show earlier this year.
I think I saw it on your video, and then I sent you
Yeah.
a picture. I was like,
It was
"Hey, I have that one."
extremely high grade. You did, and I think he had like $3,000 on a price tag.
Yeah,
And
no,
some of the
that's a
videos like, "Why did
crazy
you get it?" I'm like, "I'm not that liquid. I don't like it that much, But yeah, I just thought it was amazing, and I happened to mention. Then you said you had one. I was blown away because it's a really cool comic.
Yeah, I got a pretty good price on it. The antique store had it for $5.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that book has gone insane this year. Like with the
Because
whole
of
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
It's just that book is like even in low grade, it's like close to 1,000.
Yeah.
It's
the
like
one that I
it's
have is a
crazy.
pretty nice condition. So
It's
yeah,
just the colors
I'm
on it
happy
are
with it.
awesome. It just catches your eye. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a big format book. The Atomic War, the trade dress is huge. The colors, I mean, it's one of those books you see it from across the room.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
caught my eye.
so
I'm like,
the
that is-
oranges and the reds and the yellows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
it's just amazing.
the clouds. Yeah,
Yeah, people like those mushroom clouds.
On comic book.
the shrooms. They like
Yeah.
those shrooms.
Mhm.
Right on.
So I should
Anybody
probably
else have anything else to show?
Yeah,
Are
anyone
we
else
wrapping it up?
have some more books to show?
I got
Or
one more to show.
One more to show? Okay.
One more to show.
Because I should wrap it up soon because it's like almost 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to find this
There
one
you go.
actually after you showed me this
Wow.
one, Steven. I couldn't find it. It's such a great cover.
I'm confused. Are
code.
they little men? Are they dolls? What are we looking at here?
No, they're her suitors. They're just she can't choose between them.
Just thinking
one-
about them.
Oh,
She's just-
they're imaginary. Okay. I'm with you.
She just doesn't know for sure. And it's a code book. And I think it's the last issue.
Yeah, it is.
And this was another one I think from Ryan and Automatic. The what's her name? Juicy Latour, whatever her name was, Feldstein cover. That
Nice.
one. And then
Cloris Archer?
what's that?
Cloris Archer?
No, yeah, Corliss Archer.
Yeah.
Corliss Archer too.
Cloris
And then this one as well. So anyway, the ones with her in the dress, the Cinderella Love and this one both I think are really lovely. And a lot of times Alan was pointing out that the format of the covers where they had different panels. In other words, they'd have like 3 on the left side and then they'd have one big panel in the middle. And so as far as having a large image of the gal, a lot of times you don't have you have one, but you don't have pretty much the whole cover. The Cinderella Love gives you the whole cover is the gal, and the same thing is true with this one here too. The interior is all pre-code because it's all reprints at this point, but it's a code book, but it has pre-code stories on the inside.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's it. So anyway,
Okay, wait. There we go. So does anyone else have anything that they want to show? Or
I can
should
show off my Cthulhu picture.
Oh yeah, show
I
your
wanted-
Cthulhu
we were
picture.
talking
and
about
then
that
we'll-
earlier.
1 sec, I'll make you big again.
I gotta ask Mike which one's his favorite because he's the Cthulhu aficionado. So, the Lovecraft
one's really
I've seen
aficionado.
that one.
So there's that one. Do you like that one better, or do you like the one where it's the up close, vicious, snarling Cthulhu?
I think I like the first one better.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Yeah, I
First
actually
one,
both are
yeah.
nice, but I like the first one better too.
You know why? You know what creeps me out about Cthulhu and about all of those types of arcane horrors is the fact that wow, hold on a second.
That one's really nice.
What? That's my favorite. Can I pick that Cthulhu?
Yeah. Yeah, that one's had some work, some time put into it. Jean Grey becoming Phoenix.
That's pretty awesome.
Hmm.
Is that like the behind
there's a
scene from 101?
Behind the
Is that similar?
scenes.
Yeah, that's what happens behind the scenes. And then I think I've shown this a couple times, but there's Spidey on the skull.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's really good.
That one, your concept and your execution are excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, what'd you say creeped you out the most about Cthulhu, Mike?
Oh, it's the
And
fact
this
that they're these crazy arcane horrors you can't really relate to, but they have humanoid features. If it's just a big scary octopus, who cares? But it's the fact that look at his hands. I mean, like you got that. You did a great job with those kind of creature from the Black Lagoon, hands. It just makes it a whole lot creepier. It doesn't look like a Davy Jones. It looks like
I think the one thing that makes it the creepiest to me is his ribs and his spine sticking out.
I like the wings, the hint of wings coming off. Very cool.
Yeah, he's got these insanely small wings that are not.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
That shouldn't work, but they do.
Like Namer's wings on his feet.
Right.
If you flap him fast enough, like a hummingbird, right, or bumblebee, you never know.
He doesn't have to obey the laws of physics.
No. The scientists proved that a bumblebee, for his size, for the wings, could not fly. They proved it. The only person they didn't tell that to was the bumblebee.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way they can,
So, yeah,
Great show, Alan. A lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody.
That
so
was
nice
fun.
to see you all.
I'm happy to jump on.
So yeah,
Yes,
I'll end it. So everyone wave. Goodbye.
Freeze.
See you guys.
Right.
Thanks for this.